So yeah, more of this. I've been looking forward to this. I had a lot of fun with it last time. I'm gonna go back not being frightened to my subs and everything. Stop being frightened by a sub so easily though, Oxy. So how did we play this game again? I think it was Enter that we pushed. Yeah, we did. I like how it just starts with immediately with the music we just had in the background. But yeah, Laplace, I'm very impressed with you just binge-watching like the entire first and second season and the movie in like less than a week. What did you think of the second season though? Did you have fun with it or what are your thoughts on it? You think about play by reading and occasionally pressing a button? Pretty much. Interrupted gameplay data detected. Loading okay. Okay. Oh, right. Oh no, I want a log. I want a log. Hold on. How do we get a log up? Because I know I missed something. No, not this. Eh. Got all of these controls. Someone with large skill. No, hold on. I think we still missed some like a line or two maybe. God damn it. No. Load. There we go. You also hate the new certain character. How much episodes are you into the second season? The third season. I guess it's Mika, whatever her last name was. She was quite a character in season 2, yeah. First episode, yeah. But yeah, I guess you now know why I was kind of confused at the beginning of this game, because it's supposed to take place between seasons 1 and 2. But yeah. But alright, let's get to it. The abduction case of Shiori alright, here we go again with the names. Screw me. Shiori Matsukata had concluded Heritage Sato had been enforced, yet many things remain unclear, like who his accomplice was. Someone with large-scale hacking abilities helped him in perpetrate this. Jesus Christ, I can't English, can I? Perpetrate this crime. However, the accomplice left no trail. It's loud enough, is it? I think I can make it a little bit louder. That case was quite similar to the specimen case. The specimen case is season 1, yep. What were the details of that incident? Well, you're going to have it. Sammy boy. There was such a case a while back. It was quite a nightmare. You're getting details from this, or? I feel like the voices are a little bit too low, though. Hold on. Kagami, don't be saying such foolish things. That was a bizarre murder case and kidnapping by a high schooler the same. That was a very fun case, alright. Yeah, that was like the episode 5 and 6, I think it was. Something around there. With the high school girl. It was quite a case, yeah. An incident occurred even though the criminal had no means to execute it, just like in that case. In this one, the suspect had an accomplice, someone with an erratic mind and... Alright, Oxley, see you around later. Then there will be a continuation to the current case as well. The possibility is high. Every case is quite a case. That's not an understatement. I'll leave the speculations at that. We still have to carry on our duties in other investigations. It's going to get busy. In order to investigate the accomplice, it was decided that we would stay longer inside the Marine City. Also, this city got like never mentioned in the main series, did it? Don't think it did. During that period, two new incidents occurred. One was the theft of a medical cyborg, the other was to assist the citywide mental health examination. The theft that strangely occurred in the National Hospital where we were staying. Like, you were staying in the hospital? I missed that part. Also, it happened roughly around the same time as the kidnapping. Oh, yep. Well, apparently it was safe for YouTube and for Twitch, so I guess it's fine. Probably because it's a guy. The stolen cyborg was one of the new models, capable of syncing with the patient both physically and mentally, while measuring, logging and reproducing the senses. Like other cyberized technology, it could be used to house a human brain, and as an immortal body, in this way, user's thoughts, emotions and other brain activity were logged. But all the logs had vanished along with the cyborg, and what had happened during the robbery only left more questions. Oh, are you? God damn it. I haven't seen you guys in fucking ages, and now it's like the second one in days in a row. Impressive. Here is the footage, but brace yourselves. Everyone watched as the cyborg opened its eyes and rose up by its own free will. You're so fast. You should be faster, Mayui. You should be faster. This is like a modern-day Frankenstein. Doesn't it look like some man-made humanoid creature rising up by its own will? Find comfort in Dr. Ara voice. You now know why I called her that, don't you? Stadia was the imposter. Don't say stupid things, Kogami. An AI capable of autonomous movement does not exist. Much less of a cyborg with free will. That's impossible. But it's actually moving. Rather than a theft, it looks more like an escape. She actually said arrow once and malicious shit. Well, you've seen her behavior in the anime now, so you can get why she fits the stereotype quite well. Medical cyberization allows a patient's brain neurology to be monitored via online interconnectivity, so controlling it from the outside would be possible. You like her a lot, oh dear. You're saying a hacker infiltrated the cyborg from outside and controlled it to escape? Is it a possibility? It is a possibility with at least contradictions. Analyst Karanomori, when the theft occurred, was there any record of suspicious activity from the outside? Looks like the error good taste. There she is. There she is. Funny enough, me and Mayui have been watching an anime, Symphogear, and one of the characters has the same voice actor as well, and Mayu said the same thing right away. Then again, that's also quite the Ara character, so hey. Let me see. Oh, there was something clearly suspicious indeed. Are you sure, Karanomori? Yeah, the hospital service experienced a huge influx of traffic during the time of the crime, as if a large amount of data was sent. Clearly the work of a hacker. She does have the voice for it. Yeah, it's a good voice. It may be the countryside, but to be able to hack a hospital under the Ministry of Welfare means the perpetrator must be quite skilled. I can do with English words today. It does feel like the follow-through was lacking, but the original point of access was probably erased, as expected. Tracking down the culprit will be troublesome.
その点に関しては
Except for completion YouTube. God damn it. Continue tracking them down regardless.
オッケー任せて
Okay, leave it to me. 任せて。
随分とハイスペックな機体だ。先端的な研究に使われるべき代物
Why,
だと。
why are you looking so smug, Laplace?
注者は誰だ？名のある研究者だろ。
This is quite a high-tech cyborg. It's likely something used for scientific research, so whoever put in the order for it must be a highly regarded researcher.
それが無償で寄贈されたものなんだそうです。
The thing is, apparently it was donated. Why the hell would you donate a cyborg? It had been donated by Sixth Tower, the general medical facility of Tokyo's Ministry of Welfare, but the details of the order, as well as who issued it, are still unknown.
何それ怪しいな
Ayashi? Smells fishy.
鶴
You're
木
saying it's an inside job?
何か気がかりな点があるんじゃないの？
Tsuruki, does something bother you about that?
いや、知り合いが以前そこに勤めててな。
Hello there, Dragon. Can't wait for the abs. What do you mean, abs? No, it's just that a friend of mine used to work there.
セクスタスタワーに医療従事者だったのですか
At Sixth Tower? Where's your friend a medical practitioner?
ああ、仕事ぶりはよく知らないが、
Kokami abs,
優秀なやつだった。もっとも医者としてはどうだったんだろうな。あんたと同じで人の感情が理解できないやつだ。
It seems to me that Laplace is like a little bit of a guy crush on Kongami. Just a little bit. Yeah, I never knew how she did it, but she was talented. I wonder if she was suited to be a doctor, though. Like you, she couldn't understand people's emotions. Oh, that's interesting. And thank you for the, oh there. Thank you for, well, I guess continuing the gifts up from from Laplace Dragon. You didn't have to. A doctor that can't understand emotions is quite interesting. Shouldn't be a therapist, at least.
私と同じ
Just like me. Plot twist. It's her, isn't
に
it?
してもこいつは随分とべっぴんさんな擬態だな。
But this heap of metal is quite a pretty cyborg. Pretty.
その形容は正しくありませんべっぴんとは一般的には女性に対して用いられる言葉で少年の形態を持つ擬態に対しては
Lep is in the 69 total gifted sub soon. Don't give him IDs. Don't give him IDs. There was an error in the description. Pretty is usually used to describe women. However, this cyborg bears the appearance of a young man. I mean, young men can be pretty, I guess, especially in anime. Come on, have you seen the anime characters like Sebastian from Black Butler? Damn, that guy's handsome.
そんなことは分かってるよ監視官。だがな、見ろよ。天使ってやつは本来性別なんか関係ねえんだろ。
Oh, Laplace. No, I'm going to let the Mikyu do his thing for a while. Or it's only going... No, I was going to say it's only going to be one, but no. Well, I'll take a drink while that plays out. Though I think I could finish my entire glass of drink at the meanwhile. And there's two more. Ah, God damn it, Laplace. Well, thank you, I suppose. You know you don't have to. You know you don't have to, but thank you regardless. Now it's at 69 gifted subs totally. Yeah, it's quite a thing. I know that is... Yeah, right. I think I'll just shut up for two more donations. Because I'm just going to get interrupted anyway. Yeah, one more. Knight, god damn it. Knight, I think I have disabled the train, so I don't think you will be able to activate it regardless. At least I think I had it in options that I had it disabled. Actually, let's take a look. I think I had at least. You want your money back? Well, I mean, no take backsies. Where is it even put anyway? I've got no idea. Moderation channel? I don't know. Record streams, adult content, clips. I'm not seeing it actually. No, I don't know. Is it under content? Maybe. Is it done yet? I think it's done. Alright, I can talk again. You can't afford 38.6. You don't need to either, Knight. You don't either neither. I know that, Inspector, but take a look. See, sex doesn't matter for angels. Why are you bringing in angels right now? The cyborg shown in the hollow monitor was indeed what would likely be to be considered beauty by definition. Beautiful by definition. God damn it, Knight. Are you for Jenny and the wimp? Thank you, Knight. You also didn't have to. But, well, thank you. It was pure and innocent, as Enforcer Masaoka had said, befitting of an angel. But moreover, for some reason, I couldn't help thinking I saw this cyborg before. Somewhere.
私この擬態を知っているかもしれません。
I might know this cyborg. Okay, so I guess she was the person that worked at that location that was previously mentioned?
なんだとどこ
Because
で
that would fit. What? Where?
すみません。それはわかりません。ただどこかで見た気がしたんです。
I'm sorry, but I do not know. Something just makes me feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
もしかして記憶喪失になる前に見たとか？
Could you have seen it before you lost your memories?
その可能性はありますが、はっきりしたことは何とも。私の気のせいかもしれませんし、曖昧なことを
She is a cyborg.
混
Well,
乱させてすみ
I
ませ
mean,
ん。
you never know. It's possible, but there was nothing that stands out. It might just be my imagination. Sorry for bringing up something so vague and adding to the confusion.
まったくだだがもし本当に君がこの機体を知っていて何か手がかりを思い出したのならばすぐ報告するように
Indeed, but if you really know the cyborg and can remember any clues, report it to me immediately.
はい。
Yes.
でもさ、どこかで会ったことあるかもなんてナンパの超トークじゃん。ドロイドちゃんってばこういうのが好みなわけ？
But man, isn't this just a cliche pickup line to say that you think you've met someone before? Is Miss Droid really into that kind of stuff?
客観的に見て美しいとは思います。
What was just cyborg?
私に
Yeah.
人形性愛の傾向はありませんよ。かがり執行官。
From an objective point of view, I do think it is beautiful. But Enforcer Kagari, I do not have a fetish for dolls.
うわ、マジレスだった。
Whoa, no need to be so serious.
でもこんな可愛い子なら確かに欲しいわよね。男みたいに構ってあげたいわ。
Yeah, you would say that, Karen Mori. You would say that. But a cute one like this, I want it really bad. I care for it. I want to care for it like a little brother.
盗み出したやつは何のためにこれを
What was the purpose for stealing this?
まそれを突き止めるのが俺たちの仕事だろう
Well, finding that out is also our job. Considering its value, we proceeded with resale as the motive, but the city had no black market, and there were no signs suggesting it had been smuggled beyond borders. I think if we were to resell a cyborg, it could probably be traced or something like that. I'm pretty sure there has to be some sort of tracking devices in those things at this day and age. But it was all speculation since I was not leading that case. I was in charge of the other case, the citywide mental health exam, due to my knowledge of psychology. God damn it. I paid close attention to this It's not plate mine, it's paid. I paid close attention to this case, and so did our Tokyo headquarters. After all, we were now in charge of a task that only the ministry specialist had been responsible for. Originally, a society under Sibyl's rule couldn't have any risk of crime, so it was both surprising and troubling that the city had maintained stability with only drones. I wanted to say something, but I forgot about it now. It had to do with the series, but I'll probably come back to it later. But the incident of an abduction committed by a minor had occurred. So now there was a risk of an increase in the area's stress level, which could lead to more of these cases. Society's foundation was entrusted by the belief that the Sybil system worked. If it was not believed to be perfect, then all meaning would be lost, and it would crumble. Yeah, about that system of yours. Alright, it had to do with the game name. Christian said the other day that he had trouble with, that there was like problems with streaming games that had Psycho in the title. Which is confusing because, well, this is just in the database and it's... Well, I mean, I've not gotten any warnings for it. I don't know. It's kinda weird. As physical extensions of the system, we needed to provide the Masters with peace of mind. The Public Safety Bureau existed to protect everyone from social instability. How come? Beats me. I've got no idea. He just mentioned it. I told him that I streamed this game without problem though, but yeah, I don't know. Ask Twitch. I mean, Twitch has also blocked the word waifu without a mod, so hey, there's that. So until the people of this city could once again function with mere patrol drones, we were tasked with being the police. It was our duty after all. This is the police. That being said, it was not like we worked every single day. It was a requirement for any job to offer time off. The issue was that I had no idea what to do during that time. Maybe it is because I had no memories, but I couldn't even recall any hobbies. Yet I seemed to like the classics. Oh dear. However, reading the classics online for all day did not feel satisfying. Time should be used with meaning, and since I was not fatigued, there was no need to sleep. Oh, I need to click that. Oh. I guess I can ignore people then in this case.
今時間大丈夫ですか？どうしてもお伝えしておきたいことがあって。先日は初めての事件。
Okay, so the text just scrolls here. I can't pause this and read it.
すごく立派でした。
That's annoying.
私なんか最初は訳も分からず突っ走っちゃって、みんなに迷惑もかけて。久我達さんみたいにどんな場面にも冷静に立ち向かえるような。 そんな監視官になりたいと思います。これからもどうぞよろしくお願いします。
Alright then, phone calls. We'd be in the city for a while, so I should familiarize myself with the lay of the land, and I could also prevent any crime from occurring while I was out. Can you hang up mid-conversation? I didn't see any buttons though, so maybe. Would be interesting. Hello there, Ed. In that case, rather than going out alone, I could ask someone to accompany me. That way I could build upon my relationships and increase the effectiveness of patrolling. Do I get to choose? Oh, I do. Well then, who should I ask? Yo. Yo. How come you're never spooked? What do you mean spooked? Okay, so who are we going to go with? I mean, Kagari and Kunizuka are definitely a fun go. But we could go with Akane and Gogami. But we could also talk to the Ara Aro Nissan. Come on. Come on. You know you want it. Go for Ara Ara? Hard choices. What are we going to do? Are we going to go with Kogami or are we going to go to the Ara Ara? I changed my mind. Ara Ara it is. Alright.
わざわざ非番の日に分析官の仕事についてレクチャーしてくれなんてワーカホリックなんじゃない？
Huh? You're asking me to lecture you about my job on the rest day? You're quite a workaholic, aren't you?
今は休息の必要を感じませんし、今後
That
分析官とは
That's
円
pretty
滑な
great.
協力関係を築くべきだと思いましたから。
I do not feel the need to rest right now, and it felt it would be necessary to build my working relationship with you.
そんなに熱くラブコールされたんじゃ
This is going to go wrong, isn't it?
いいわ。手取り足取り腰取り教えてあげる。
This is going to go very wrong. This is going to be another kind of relationship, I'm afraid. Well, if you're so interested in me, I guess it can't be helped. Very well, I'll take you by the hand, feet and waist and teach you everything there is to know. Everything is going right.
手も足も腰も取れないと思いますが。
I do not think he can take my hand, feet, or waist through a phone call.
ほんと冗談の通じない子ね。そういうとこちょっと興味深いけど、まあとりあえず分析官の仕事っていうのは
Whoa, really? Jokes can't get through this girl. But it's kind of interesting. In any case, the job of the analyst is... Analyst Garo Nomori's explanation was very easy to understand. After hearing her work about the abduction case, she suddenly
そうい
said...
えば佐渡海上市ってどう？こっちじゃ映像でしか見てないけど、結構寂れてるみたいね。
Come to think of it, how's that a marine city? I've only seen pictures, but it looks quite desolate. I hesitated just a little, and I began speaking, much more than usual.
よくわからないのですが、既視感を覚えるというか、不思議と懐かしい感じがする。
Well, Van isn't here, so no feet for him. I don't really know, but it feels like I've been here before. Ever since we got there, I've been feeling strangely nostalgic.
そういえば記憶がないんだっけ？
Ah, you don't have your memories, right?
はい。出身地は東京のはずなのですが、この潮混じりの空気はどこかで嗅いだ気がするんです。
Correct, I should have been born in Tokyo, but I feel like I've smelled this ocean air somewhere before. Salty sea air is definitely something you don't forget. I can agree on that.
まあ、でもわからなくもないわ。私もなんかこの街懐かしく感じるもの。
Well, to be honest, I think I kind of understand. This city also makes me feel nostalgic for some reason.
なるほど。では、多くの人が郷愁を感じるようなデザインという可能性がありますね。
I see. Then there is a possibility the city was designed to invoke homesickness in many people.
そうかもね。
It is possible. Alright, that's all the time we get to her? That's not much. After talking a while with her, I started to think it might have been the case. But when I breathed the sea salt air, a chill, the hairs on my nape stood up. Wait, what? You miss the smell of the ocean? I don't really do. Goddamn salty air. It felt my lungs remembered this air. Had I been here before? Did I lose my memories? Did my lost memories exist in this city? There was no answer, nothing to clear any doubt. So we're going to be walking around the city instead then? If you miss shirtless Kokami, you riot. Oh, this was the end of chapter 1. Oh. No, I guess I should have just played like 5 minutes more last time then. If that was the case. Oh well. I didn't know the game was going to be divided up in chapters as I thought it is. I checked my hair as soon as I entered the office. Before I realized it had already become second nature. Dark Orchid. Alright. Busy people lose sight of what's important, like when your hair gets clouded from a high workload. So you're supposed to take supplements, right? So I guess we'll just take it. You know what is a great scent? Fall scent. There's this specific scent to this time of the year. That's just, I don't know, very nice to me. I have no idea why. Maybe it's like the difference between summer and something like that, I don't know, but it smells nice. Also when it's raining in the summer, that's also a very nice scent. I reached for the tablet in my pocket and chewed it. It was a bit minty, and the aroma was refreshing. I think we had that before, didn't we? I wonder if it's going to say the same thing every time. I call it Vienna in November. What? Alright then. That's quite specific. When we get past the abduction case, however, we were still not able to get any leads on the accomplice or the cyborg theft case. While the investigations of both cases were still ongoing, the mass medical examination had still to be prepared. That meant the PSB was flooded with work. Work.
はーい。というわけで、天才分析官が助っ人に来たわよ。
Hi. Okay, that's why a genius analyst like me has come to help. She came over, guys. She came over to visit. I know. Thanks for the help. Even his dogs need help from a cat now.
あら失礼ね。猫よりずっと役に立つつもりだけど、それとも猫みたいにこたつで丸くなってていいのかしら。
Damn it. Excuse me, I'm more useful than a cat anyway. Would you actually want me to roll around like a good kitty on a kotatsu?
猫は暑さに弱く、こたつでは丸くならないと言われますが、
Cats are sensitive to heat, so they can't really do that.
相変わらず冗談通じないわね、なでしこちゃんは。あで、私は何をすればいいわけ？
As always, you can take a joke, huh, Nadeshiko? So, what do you guys need?
あ、はい。
Do we get to spend quality time with Karen Nomori, Onia-san?
メンタルチェックの実施および分析をお願いします。
Bullshit, cats love heat. True.
擬態盗難事件の捜査についても。
Shiva's currently sleeping on the chair next to me again. It's really cute. She hasn't done that in a very long time. Maybe it has to do with it being fall again. Oh yes, we'd like you to perform a mental exam of all the civilians in Southern Marine City. There I go with the shitty again. God damn it. City. Plus the analysis. Also an analysis of the cyborg theft.
大体の資料は見てきたわ。病院内の監視
Shiva being cute. Well, she isn't scratching you, so
もしか
yeah.
して誘拐事件のクラッカー？
I've seen most of the data. The camera inside the hospital was hacked, right? Maybe the hacker from kidnapping did it.
そうと決まったわけではない。
It hasn't been confirmed yet.
転売した気配もねえし、いまいち何のために盗んだのかはっきりしねえんだよな。
There wasn't any sign of resale, and there wasn't any other clear motive.
その辺はおいおい調べて。
Perks are an abomination of nature, though.
まあいいわ。さっさと始めましょう。弥生、ここの機材ってどんな感じ？
And so we can only start checking from there. Fine by me. Let's get started then. Yaoi, are the devices functional?
問題ない。こんな社用の町の病院にはもっ
Yeah,
たいない。
it's Yayoi, not Yaoi. God damn it. Yes, no problem. It's such a waste for this hospital to have all this equipment in such a declining city.
だったら安心ね。何でも調べ上げてみせるわ。で、早速事件みたいね。
That's a relief. I can check anything now. Well, this is kind of an urgent case.
事件発生、傷害事件。被害者は2歳の男児です。
An incident just occurred. An injury. The victim is a 2-year-old boy. I don't know. 2-year-old kid? The victim is Naoya. Give me a moment. Naoya Mitsuhashi. Mitsuhashi, I've heard that name before recently. Age 2. After an anonymous tip was made, he was found in an apartment with bruises on his head and stomach. He'd been there for at least 2 days. There were 3 other members of the Mitsuhashi family. Satoru, father, age 34. Kanai, mother and housewife, age 28. Yuya, younger brother, 6 months old. Alright. Oh, there's the car again. This was a tragic case involving 2 children. I hurried toward the crime scene at once. More domestic abuse? Probably. Apartment exterior. Are we going to be exploring stuff like in Ace Attorney or something? I don't know. It was a two-room apartment in the center of the residential area. 2 of the residents, Kanai and Yuya, seem to have gone missing. I think I'm just going to make itself easier and just going to skip the last names because, well, it's pain. The security system is functioning properly, and it didn't seem like a place where any violence took place. However, Noya certainly was assaulted here.
ベビーベッドにへこみ、傷などが多く見られます。
So baby
血
abuse?
痕もわ
Alright.
ずかながら存在することから、おそらく三橋直哉はこの柵で頭を強打したものかと思われます。
The damages and dents are visible on the crib. Since there is a bloodstain here, perhaps Noya took a blow to the head on the railing?
あんな小さい子の頭を血が出るほど叩きつけたってことかよ。
So they just beat the little kid's head until it started bleeding?
ですが、不可解な点も多く、
Akana's looking pissed there, jeez.
三橋直哉の怪我ですが、継続的に暴行を受けていた形跡が見られます。
But there was a lot of uncertainty, like all the scars and traces of repeated abuse visible all over his body.
それってどういうことですか？
It doesn't sound like a happy family to me. What does that mean?
はい。腹部には今回の内臓損傷の原因となった殴られた後のほか、
Oh dear.
つねったような大出血。
Well, the injury...
多く存在しました。
she's not in it. Well,
くつかは
god damn it.
数日の間にで
Are you
きた
done
もの
yet?
ではないと推測されます。
Well, the injuries to his abdomen are quite severe, but there are also other traces of beatings and internal bleeding that occurred prior to the incident. I heard the sound of teeth grinding. When I turned to look where it was coming from, everyone looked angry. Even the veteran enforcer Masaoka couldn't help himself.
庇護すべき幼い存在への暴行に怒りを感じるのは理解できますが、捜査に必要なのは冷静
Yeah, Masaoka doesn't take any shit like that.
全員一度深呼吸をしてクールダウンすることをお勧めします。
I can understand that you feel angry toward a child being abused, but we need to remain calm. I recommend everyone to take a deep breath and calm down. Deep breath. Breathe.
じゃああんたはこれを見て何も感じてねえのかよ。さすがトロイドちゃんだよな。
So you don't feel anything after seeing this? How typical of Miss Droid.
かがり監視官に対しその口の利き方は
Kagari, that kind of speech toward an inspector is...
子供に限らずか弱い存在への暴力は不安をかきたてエリアストレスを増大させる。
Yeah, she's
許され
very
ざるべき
cold
犯
and
罪だと考えて
calculating.
いますが
Criminals who commit violence, preying on the weak like children, increase the area's stress level and will not be tolerated.
そういうことじゃねえだろ。そういうことじゃ。
That's not like that. Not at all.
シュウ落ち着け。久我事情に怒ってもしょうがないだろう。今
And they say I have
やるべきことは別にあるはずだ。
personal issues. Shoot, calm down. It won't do us any good getting angry at Miss Kukutachi. There are other things we should be doing right now. There is a reason he calls her Miss Droid. True. He's quite spot on there, though. As Enforcer Kagari tried to grab me, Enforcer Tsurugi held him back. Why would he be this enraged?
剣
Come on.
執行官の言う通りです。
Come on now.
私たちの仕事は事件に対して怒りを感じることではなく捜査し解決することだと考えますが間違っていますか？
As Enforcer Tsurugi said, our job is not to let the incident affect our emotions, but to investigate and solve it. Am I wrong?
間違ってねえよ。あんたは何も。
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong at all. Still glaring, Enforcer Kagari didn't stop looking at me. It gave me a headache seeing those eyes. A look I'd never seen before. Like when I used to say the wrong thing. When was it? My memories were nothing but a forked tail. But I felt like I had seen that look in Enforcer Kagari's eyes.
まあお姫さんの言うことももっともだ。現場検証を続けようじゃないか。
Well, what Doll said was reasonable. Let's go back to researching for evidence. He keeps calling her Doll. Oh, jeez. Turning on the interior hollow. That is a very nice feature, though. Just have like a hollow installed all over your apartment's walls and stuff like that, and you can just change it on a whim. I would like that, but technology isn't that far yet. Wasn't there like a certain thing like this in Valhalla as well, now I think about it? That you could buy backgrounds for? I think it was, right? Yeah. After the interior hollow was turned on, pastel coils coated the room. The walls and ceiling were blue, as clear autumn sky. Is autumn sky blue? I think it's always more orangey. And the floor was green as freshly cut grass. Animals drawn in circular shapes decorated the entire room, the hollow's default setting. I don't see any animals on the wall though.
メルヘンな部屋だな。
I see flowers. This room has quite a fairy tale atmosphere.
厚生省が推奨する理想的子供部屋に忠実なモデルです。
This is a model of the ideal children's room, recommended by the Ministry of Welfare. Goddamn Ministry. Would you guys like to be recommended all the stuff you should do in your life by the Ministry? I don't think I would like that very much. Not only was the room lively now, but the aftermath of the abuse that was on the crib is no longer visible.
おそらくですが
It also hides it, doesn't
三
it?
橋かなえは早期色素教育に
You
随分
prefer
熱心な母
dinosaurs.
親だったと思われます。
Dinosaurs would be cool though.
部屋に置かれたチーク玩具の数も平均的な所有数を大幅に上回っております。
When it comes to early childhood hue development, Kanai Mitsuhashi was quite an earnest mother. There is more cognitive learning toys here than the average.
母親の方は随分な教育ママだったってわけか。父親の方はどうだ？
So the mother is a good parent, huh? How about the father?
事件のショックで色相が悪化している。
It's always the father, isn't it?
きちんとした
God
事
damn
情
it.
聴取ができるには少し時間がかかるだろ
His hero has been clouded from the shock. It might take some time before we're able to question him.
色相悪化ね。
And before it was actually the older brother. Imagine that. You know, that would actually make sense that it was the older brother, like 2 years old. Like he could be jealous that he wasn't getting any attention anymore or stuff like that. It wouldn't surprise me if that were the case. And like that the AI hacked into like a robot teddy bear or something like that and spurred him to do it. It wouldn't be a weird theory, really. Clouded you, huh? So the father's the culprit.
う。おい、かがり。憶測で物事を決めつけるな。
Hey, Kagari, don't just make assumptions like that.
三橋悟の色相は悪化していますが、セラピーの治療
It's
範
more
囲
likely the brother.
また
I mean, it does sound like something they would throw at you in something like
アリ
this.
バイも存在するため、彼が犯人である可能性は極めて低いかと。
Satoru Mishashi's hue has been clouded, but he's receiving mental therapy treatment right now. Also, he has been away for home for a few days, so he has an alibi.
あっさ。
Is that so?
父親は暴行犯が妻と子供を連れ去ったって主張していますね。
The father is claiming that the assailant took his wife and kid.
暴行犯な。その割には争った形跡がねえ。監視カメラにそれっぽいやつは映ってね
Everyone
え
impressed that the
な
dad isn't returned to Rat Mist by now. Assailant, huh? There was no signs of any struggle. Was there anyone caught on the surveillance camera?
マンション備え付けの監視カメラの映像は分析中だ。だが、セキュリティシステムによると、マンションの住人以外が侵入した形跡はない。
I'm analyzing the footage from the apartment's camera right now. But from the security system log, there aren't any other traces of intrusion other than the owner. Telling you it was the AI again.
父親と外部犯の可能性は薄い。母親の色相はどうだ
The possibility that the father is the assailant is kind of slim. How about the mother's view?
最新の色相チェックデータによると、年度初めの母子健康診断でカウンセリングの指導が行われているようです。
From the most recent hue check data at her annual maternal health checkup, it appears that she was sent to attend counseling. That sounds kind of suspicious.
カウンセリング
Counseling?
育児中の母親には通常より綿密なメンタルケアとサポート
Should
指
have
導が
said
行
more
われます
questioning,
から
actually.
珍しいことではありません。ただ、色相の状態には悪化と改善の波があったようです。
And more extensive mental care and support are given to mothers who are nursing children, so it's not rare. But her hue seem to have been fluctuated frequently.
母親ってのは子供が泣けば胸を痛め笑ってくれれば天にも昇る気持ちになる、そういうもんだが話を聞く限り一番怪しいのは母親だな。
They say that mothers feel horrible when their child cries, but euphoria when they are happy. But the way things look, the mother is the odd one out.
母親の犯罪係数はまだ計測されていない。親が子供をなどと簡単に決めつけていいことではないぞ。
Her crime coefficient hasn't even been scanned yet. A parent killing their child isn't something that can be decided so hastily, though it happens more often than you think. Be it like financial issues or not.
だが決してありえないことじゃない。そんなことはお前だって分かっているはずだろ、ギノ。
But it's not impossible. You should know that, right, Gino?
そうではない可能性も存在する。
There's a possibility that it's not like that.
なんでもいいからさ、早く犯人見つけようぜ。もう一人いるんだろ、子供はさ。
None of that matters if you don't find the perp, but there's still one more out there.
ああ、いずれにせよ、この町に幼い子供を殺しかけ、連れ去った犯人がいる。
So we're dealing with another kidnapping case, alright. Yeah, at any rate, a criminal who assaulted a child and kidnapped another remains in the city. We must find that person as soon as possible.
監視カメラの映像に犯人らしき姿は残されてなかったわ。というか、
Hold on,
Yes,
taking a drink here.
明らかに
actually-
不自然な
oh,
欠
never
落箇所があってね。 行方不明のかなえとゆうやの映像もないの。2日前か。
Hello there, Akane. For a calm mom, he always gets pissed too often and quickly. True. Any visuals of the possible suspect weren't found. Rather, they were erased. There's clearly strange gaps in the data. No visuals of Kanai and Yuya from 2 days prior either. Damn.
またなの？やっぱり誘拐事件と同じ共犯者なのかしら。
Again? So it's the same accomplice from the abduction case.
それと海底ライナーの利用者の方だけど、そっちは白ね。何人か市外に出た人間はいるけど、全員観光目的の短期旅行者。みんなお家に帰ってるのも確認済みよ。
Also, there were no hits from the underwater subway station footage. Even though there were many passengers, all of them were tourists who had left to return home. I guess it were
海
broken
底ライ
times.
ナーの利用履歴に改ざんした形跡はないのか？
Are there any traces of the underwater subway station's records being altered?
あったら言ってるわよ。そこは信じてほしいところね。
I would have told you if there was.
ってことは高飛びの線はなしか。
So that means the assailant hasn't left the city.
父親の事情聴取はどうなってる？
How's the questioning of the father going? I was the one in charge of the interrogation, and so I told Enforcer Masoka of my findings.
機捜の安定を見つつ進めていますが、何も知らない。子育ては妻に全て任せている。こうなったのは妻の責任だ。以外の証言はありません。
His view is stabilizing, but he doesn't know anything. Since he left parenting to his wife, he says it's her responsibility, which leaves us with nothing.
なんか
うん
嫌な感じですね。
確かに。
自分の子供でもあるはずなのに、どうして？
For some reason, I have a bad feeling about this. It's her own child, yet why?
常森監視官、捜査に私情を挟むことは判断を歪ませます。また、あなたの発言で周囲に与える印象が変わることもありますので、言動にはご注意を。
Inspector Tsunemori, you should avoid letting your feelings interfere with the investigation. And be careful what you say, or you may affect the interrogation process.
そうですよね。ごめんなさい。
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
別に気にすることないぜ、あかねちゃん。
I'm still saying it's like the other guy that, the older son that did it. It's nothing to worry about, Akane. Anyone would be annoyed with someone like that guy.
かがり、口を慎め。久我たちの話を聞いた上で、その発言をするのは反逆行為とみなすぞ。
Kagari, be mindful of what you say. If you talk like that right after what Kukutachi said, you're clearly disobeying orders.
わかりましたよ。おとなしくしてますって。
I know, not another word.
報告を続けますと、この件に関して三橋悟が虚偽の申告をしている可能性は行動心理学並びに色相データの推移から判断して限りなくゼロに近いと言えます。
The chance that Satoru Mitsuhashi fabricated the statement is near zero due to the behavioral psychology of his actions, as well as his U data.
父親は嘘をついていないとなると、完全にヤッコさんは星じゃないと見ていいな。
Which means the father isn't lying. If that is so, then he's definitely not a suspect.
事件発生から少なくとも2日が経過している。行方不明の親子の安全な身柄の確保へ向け、もはや一刻の猶予もない。捜査方針を決定する。意見のある者は？
At least 2 days have passed since the incident occurred. There was no time to lose in order to safely secure the missing mother and child. We need a search plan. Any leads? Don't think they have any leads though.
現場には争った形跡は見当たらない。顔見知りの犯行と考えるべきだ。母親の交友関係から探っていくのがいいだろう。
There were no signs of a struggle at the scene, so we should consider someone closer to family. A good place to start would be to question the mother's friends.
マドロックシーナ。
Maybe the family as well.
色相データの分析が確実だ。これだけのことを
If there is any family that is.
必ず色相が濁る。容疑者の絞り込みは勘ではなくデータで行うべきだ。
I'm really having the issue of that Dylan has with busy person that I want to speak as soon as they keep continuing talking. It throws me off quite a bit. Too slow. Analyzing their hues would be more accurate. If they committed such a crime, their hue is surely be clouded. No, I don't suspect weather data, not your gut.
2班に分かれましょう。鴻上
Oh,
さ
I
ん
guess
は
we get
私
to
と
choose
一緒
the
に
team again.
三橋かなえの交友関係の調査を。ギノザさんは色相データの分析をお願いします。
Let's split into two teams. Mr. Kogami and I will investigate the model's friends. Inspector Ginoza, please handle the analysis of the hue data.
いいだろう。からのもに分析は頼めるな。
Fine. Governor Mori, can I leave the analysis to you?
もちろん私のお墓じゃないの。
Of course, this is my specialty after all.
では久我たちだが、君も俺の班に入れ。
Then, Gugadachi, you should come with me. What should I do? Alright, what are we going to do? Are we going to follow Akane and Kogami, or are we staying with Ginoza again? I love how everyone loves Kogami here. I mean, he is a great character, don't get me wrong. He's a hot guy too. I mean, I guess Ginoza isn't that bad looking either, but he's just that much of an asshole. And he's just too... I don't know, too stiff and rigid in his rules. F Ginoza. We all need a man like Kogami. The last time we stayed with Ginoza, so maybe we should just go with Akane this time, for the difference. Ginoza's a bit cold. True, but if you have seen the first anime, you know why he is that. Because of his father and stuff like that. Which didn't really help him in the end, but hey.
いえ、私は常森班に同行させていただこうと思います。
No, I think that I should go with Tsunemori's team.
なんだと？君の能力は分析向きだと思うが。
What? I thought you were better at analyzing.
はい。ですが、私の持つ心理学の知識は聞き込みで得たデータを
You
分
got better
析
with
するの
time.
に
True.
分析班には空の森分析官もおられます。
A bit? A lot?
戦力を均等に分散すべきかと。
Yes, but the psychological knowledge I have can be useful for when we question witnesses. And since analyst Kanaro Nomori is here, it would be redundant if I stayed with your team.
わかった。いいだろう。だが、あまり
I mean, more time with Kanaro Nomori isn't bad either. Ah.
深淵を覗く者はまた深淵からも覗かれている。忘れるな。
Well, fine then. However, avoid any actions that will harm you. The one who stares into the abyss will be stared by it. By it too. Don't forget that. Isn't like the quote, he who stares into the abyss will... Wait, no. You'll see that the abyss stares back? Something like that.
心得ておきます。
Whatever. Same concept. I'll keep that in mind. Are live on stream?
係、お前はこっちに来い。常森、構わないな。
Gary, come here. Tsunemori, you don't mind, right?
はい。
Oh, not at all.
言われなくてもそうするつもりだよ、こうちゃん。ドロイドちゃんと一緒なのはあれだけど。
Nietzsche. Was that Nietzsche? I don't know. Stare long enough into the abyss and the abyss stares back. Yeah, that's the exact quote. Where's that Nietzsche though? I don't know. I know the quote, but not who originally came up with it. You don't have to tell me that, Ko. It's just that being with Miss Droid is kinda...
子供を救助するという目的は私もあなたも一致しています。共に捜査に励みましょう、係執行官。
Our goal is to save the child. Let's do our best to investigate this case together and foster Kagami.
ああ、わかってるよ。
Kinda want the dog Kagami for herself. Kinda. I know. Let's go save the kid already. Kagami is a little bit of a shithead though. I mean, he's a good guy, but he's a little bit of a shithead. We returned back to the crime scene of the apartment to find out who Kanai Mitsuhashi's friends were. Just going to get some colorful people, I guess. That's one way to say it. We found more leads than expected. First of all, the contact information of our friends were listed in a handheld address book. Next, a browser was left on the parenting commune field, and her browser history showed frequent access. On top of that, she seemed to have communicated with her neighbors too. You see your internet history.
よりどりみどりってとこだ。どこから手をつけるかね。
By the way, keep in mind how all of this affected her decisions. Oh. Investigate the nursing common fault, question nearby residents, question friends from the address book. What does chat say here? What does chat say? You would say residents? Anyone else, or only Mayui with a suggestion? Commute on people. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I only get to like choose one of the things though, just like last time. Like last time we had options to go to places as well. I can just say like I will listen to neither of you and just go with the friends. I'm kind of curious about what that computer has, so let's go with that. Alright. The parenting communication that Kanai Mitsuhashi accessed was a popular site with many users and a variety of forums. She often visited one of the forums, seeking consolation on childcare.
かなえさんのアバターかわいいですね。黄色いクマなんて子供が喜びそう。
Well, Kanai's avatar is really cute. A yellow bear like this is the kind that kids will really like.
親しみやすさを感じさせ
Never trust teddy bears.
高揚させる
Danganronpa has given me trouble with that.
安心感や信頼性に欠けます。遊び相手ならともかく教育にはあまり向かないデザインですね。
It's friendly and a lively design, but on the other hand, it's lacking security and reliability. It conveys the immaturity of playtime rather than educational competency.
アバターなんてどうだっていいよ。それよりこの書き込みやばくない？
Whatever, but hey, isn't this forum kind of dangerous? I wanted to raise them with discipline without ruining their youth, but things don't always go well. Recently, the second son just cries, and the first one acts like an infant again, always keeping me up. But my husband doesn't help and doesn't care about raising them.
これは相当追い詰められてるな。
She's overwhelmingly cornered.
自情自爆による脅迫観念に陥っていると思われます。と、ここから書き込みが変化していますね。
Oh, I guess she got into contact with the AI like this. And the AI told her to do specific things which will go horribly south, just like the previous case was. I can see that happening as well, yeah. Maybe she was trapped and fell down the deep end, which evidently led to her corruption. She was overwhelmed with the failure of not being able to raise her children in the correct textbook way. Is there even a correct textbook way to raise your children? Well, probably in this future there is, isn't it? For some reason, conversing with other users caused her to snap. Oh, hey. There was this golden haired avatar that can I talk to. Username A. I'll help you. If you like, I'll grant you happiness. Yep. There it is. How do you guys not realize that that's a cyborg? Come on. At least you didn't play Hungry Chicken. Hey, he seems really suspicious.
すぐに素性を確認するよう手配しましょう。
Let's conduct a background check immediately.
根拠とか理由とか聞かなくていいの？ドロイドちゃん。
I bet we don't have any grounds, Miss Droid.
根拠ならあります。私たちはこの数日、彼の顔をよく見ている
He
んです
says. I mean, we know it is a cyborg that got stolen. How did Droid did not realize the fucking face? Come on. We do have grounds. During these past few days, we should have seen his face. Isn't that right?
はい。偶然とは思えないから。
Okay, they are realizing it.
ほら、かがりくん、鴻上さん。
I was going to say, are they just that stupid or what? Yes, it can be a coincidence. Kagari, Mr. Kagami, look. This avatar, it's...
盗まれた擬態か。
the stolen cyborg? Not only did it appear identical, but when we took a closer look, my head started to throb. It was like we'd seen an avatar before, somewhere, yet not in any of the data. But as long as I can remember, none of that mattered. In order to regain my composure, I breathed in deeply. And the killer computer told him to do something bad.
ってやつこいつのこともっと調べた方がいいぜ。事件直前の母親と関わりがあったわけだしさ。
Well, how about this A guy? It'd be best if we checked him out. He could have met with the mother right before the incident.
それについてはコミフィールド管理者からの返答を待ってからでもいいんじゃない？他の人から見たかなえさんも知りたいし、その間に他の聞き込みをするのがいいと思う。
And speaking of that, wouldn't it be the best for the wait for the Commonwealth administration's reply? We need to know more about Kanai, and I think it's better to ask first.
どっちの言うことにも一理あるな。久我たち監視官、あんたはどう思う？
There's truth to both opinions. Inspector Kukutachi, what do you think? I think we'll just, oh. Okay, so we get the two previous options, and we get the option to investigate the avatar. I think I'm going with Laplace's first suggestion, just first the field and then the nearby residents.
周辺住民への聞き
Oh, we
込
get
み
to
を
see your
行い
face
ます。
again. That's been a while.
多角的な情報が必要かと思われます。
Let's ask the residents about around the neighborhood. We need a more diversified amount of information. Why are you giving me the double scat clever? Come on. Oh no, Shiva, why are you biting me? As we questioned the civilians among the outskirts of the city, it became apparent that they all possessed the same impression of Kanai Mitsuhashi. They said she was a troubled person who was passionate about raising her children. Despite her apartment being soundproof, she always apologized for her baby crying. Sumimasen, sumimasen, sumimasen. Some of the women with parenting experience were worried about her and even approached her, but Kanai Mitsuhashi always just smiled and said, "Oh, you look very troubled, alright? You look very troubled."
ホームセクレタリに子育て支援プログラムをインストールすれば安心ですから。
Thank you for your concern, but it's fine. I have peace of mind when I install a parenting assistance program on my AI secretary. Like I said, she was sleeping next to me on the chair next to me. Like I have a dinner table which my computer is on, and I have like two chairs under it. And she's just sleeping on the one next to me. I can feel her feet. At times, I was left alone on the balcony, and it was actually louder than the crying at night. But with measures preventing him from falling, Kanai wasn't the least worried.
しつけの一環ですから。
She looks
直
very
哉は
pale.
優也が生まれてから赤ちゃん返りを起こしていて、甘やかすよりも自立心を
Give her a pat and a boop for me. I gave her a pat, but I can't really boop her because I don't know where her face is. It's a part of the discipline. Since Yuya was born, Naoya started acting like an infant again. But rather than indulging it, I need to teach him to be independent. He's like 2 years old. Come on. You can't teach a 2-year-old to be independent. God damn it. That's a few years too early. And after the crime had occurred, she said they told them she was going on a trip with Yuya and a young boy claiming to be a relative. Also, she left with a huge suitcase.
どのような少年でしたか？
What was the young boy like? He had blonde hair, yeah. Red eyes and an average body type. But he was said to have been carrying heavy luggage. They thought they looked like the age around the age of 14 or 15. It's the android. I noticed Enforcer Kogami nodding, and then he looked at me. Did he come to the same conclusion as I did? Shows that 2-year-old, get a freaking job, you lazy bum. Yeah. You can't teach a 2-year-old to be independent, come on. That's a bit too much. One of the witnesses asked Kanai if the eldest son Naoya was joining them, but she explained that Naoya was with his father. Wait, that's not true. After informing us of this, the witness seemed worried. A stress level check of everyone in the complex was needed to be done. I hoped our workload wouldn't have increased too much. Let me guess, he was like the kid was in the big suitcase? Oh dear. After the witness walked back inside her home, and Foster Kogami spoke up.
アバターの少年が盗難された医療用擬態を操っている可能性が出てきたが
There is a possibility that the young boy Avatar is the one who is controlling the stolen medical cyborg.
その可能性は私も否定するところはありません。
I cannot deny that possibility. Pick
コ
up
ミ
your
フィー
phone.
ルド管理者からの返答が来ました。
We just received a response from the administrator of the Commufield.
A の正体が分かったのか？
They know who A is.
該当するユーザーは確認できず、クラッキングにより侵入した非正規ユーザーと考えられると。今度はギノザさんからの連絡です。
There were no relevant users found. It was likely an unofficial user who hacked into the Commufield. Huh? Inspector Ginoza's calling now. Have they found him? Why the hell would you even go in this city? I don't think you can go really far now, do you? We were informed by Inspector Ginoza that they got a lead on Kanai and Yuya Mitsuhashi's whereabouts. It was an apartment without any. It was an God damn it, Minor. It was It was at an apartment without any known residents. Moreover, the packages ordered by Kanai Mitsuhashi had been sent there. Packages? Uh-oh. The apartment in question was in the outskirts of the city. With barely any residents, the area's exterior hollows were disabled, like the abandoned district across the street. However, it seemed the packages that were sent there contained the same brand of powdered milk and diapers used by Yuya Mitsuhashi. Alright. Powdered milk, eh? I remember this crazy, I think it was like 2 years ago or something like that. There was a, some sort of run by Chinese people or foreign people on like powdered milk in Holland, and it was all bought up and sent over to different countries and stuff like that for some reason. I have no idea why the hell that happened, but it just kind of reminds me of that. After hearing that, we headed to the apartment to meet with the others. On our way there, Enforcer Kagari kept clenching his fist and biting his lip. I predicted he would deny it, but I had to call him out on his lack of composure.
ミルク、おむつなどを必要とするということは、三橋優也が生存している可能性が高い。
Kagari's ready to
救助の
to slap a
ため
bitch.
今は落ち着いて行動を。
They still have those signs? Oh. Milk and diapers are a necessity for an infant, so the chance that Yuya Mitsuhashi is alive is high. In order to rescue him, you should calm down and proceed accordingly.
あんたに言われなくても落ち着いてるよ。でも、そうだよな。生きてる。生きてるんだよな。
You don't have to tell me that, but you're right. He's still alive. He has to be. There is no doubt, right? He's definitely... Something is going to happen to that kid, and he's like going to flip the fuck out and he's going to punch that woman. Some bigger supermarkets still have the one per customer sign here. Oh, I've never noticed. It's never really an aisle to look at, so yeah. I didn't know that it was still ongoing. Interesting.
必ず救助しましょう。それが私たちの仕事なのですから。
Let's make sure of it. That's our job, after all. Okay, so what the hell's going on in that apartment?
ゆうやは眠った？
Yuya's asleep. Oh.
ええ、ミルクを飲んだらぐっすり。ここに来てから
Did you
本
fucking drug
当
him?
にいい子。やっぱりあな
His
たの
house is
言うこと
looking
を
horrible.
聞いてよかったわ。
Yes, from drinking the milk. He's been a good kid ever since we came here. As expected, your plan really worked.
それは良かったよ。ねえ、あなたも休んだ方が良くないかな。少し疲れているみたいだ。
That's great. Hey, maybe you should get some rest. It looks like you're a bit tired.
大丈夫よ。もう少しね。優也の寝顔を見ていたいの。かわいい。
I'm getting some,
本当に天使みたい。
I'm getting some bad vibes here.
かわいいでしょ。本当にかわいい。
It's okay. I want to look at Yuya's face while he sleeps. How cute. He looks just like an angel. He's so cute, right? And really adorable. Getting some really suspicious vibes there. Sure is. The way he says that, I don't trust that. I don't trust that. I wanted some sour cream nacho dip with tortilla chips today, and of course, this orange one looked like someone. Why do people do that? Like, why do people do that? Like, we had that same issue back when Corona started, I believe. No, wait. Wasn't that like a whole deal like last year? Knight, you might know about this as well. I think it was a few times on the news here. That like people are just like grabbing ice cream out of the fridge while licking it and then put it back in and stuff like that. Well, at least I remember some news about that. It's like, why the hell do people do that? God damn it. Those people need to be put in jail. For fuck's sake. And then they posted it on the internet to look cool. It's like, god damn it.
こんなに可愛いんだもの。ねえ、この子は幸せになれるわよね。私とサトルさんの可愛い赤ちゃん。
He's a good kid after all. Hey, do you think he can be happy? Satoru and my baby turned out to be pretty adorable.
なれるよ。きっとなれる。だって。
This is a girl on TikTok or something. TikTok needs to be fucking banned. That app has given us so much stupid bullshit. Like people dying to stupid challenges, then this whole deal is like there is nothing but misery come from TikTok. TikTok has been a mistake. Yeah. You could say it's Chinese propaganda in order to mess up the new generation of the West or something like that if you really want to. Say what you want about Trump, but I mean, he had a good idea with trying to ban TikTok at least. That's probably the one good thing he ever said. I don't like that guy after all at all, but you know, that was a good thing he said. Probably the only good thing he will ever say too. Someday, since you had a wonderful mother, you will certainly be happy.
素敵なお母さん？そう？そうなの？
I don't like this laugh.
ありがとう。私もとっても幸せよ。
Wonderful? Me? A wonderful mother? Really? Is it true? Thanks. I'm happy too. Kanai laughed with joy, sound asleep within her arms, and seems only Yuya was happy too. Her year was a bit clouded, but it certainly became clearer. I would make sure it did. Just by looking at the two of them, its mysterious warmth filled my chest. It wasn't some strange fever, but even so, it didn't sense any danger. Yes, this is definitely happiness. My ear should be really clear too. Be happy, so happy. Yes, yes. Let me see that smiling face. You're definitely not creepy at all, sir. Goodbye, such a goodbye. But how strange, even though she was happy, it wouldn't last. Like hands that never stayed warm, I could feel that something was missing. Yeah, where's the other kid? A mother and her child, how nostalgic. It was weird, I felt like I had something like that before. Someone like an eye who thought of me, and I held my hand. Food, huh? Enjoy the food. Let's bring happiness to everyone. I don't like this notion of bringing happiness to everyone. It sounds like very threatening. I heard this noise. No, a voice in my head. Ah, that was right. I guess I had one too. A mother of my own. The one who held my hand. Her fingers woven between mine. How had I forgotten? Mother wanted to make everyone happy. And we're going to do that together, just the two of us. But why wasn't Mother by my side? Was it because I had failed to make Haruto happy? Or was it because I was like you and I... God damn it, these names. No, yeah, unable to meet Mother's expectations. That was why, if I became a good child, I could make Mother's wish of bringing happiness to everyone come true. She would come back to me, right?
Ne, Kanae-san. 幸せ?
Why is that creepy music that starts playing? I don't like this. Hey, Kanae, are you happy? Are you happy right now?
何度も聞かなくても見てわかるでしょ？ええ、とっても幸せよ。 あなたのおかげ。
Why does the creepy music continue? You don't have to ask me so many times. Can't you tell? Yes, I'm very happy. All thanks to you.
そっか。
I see. I wanted them to be happy, so happy. Letting the happiness course true. If so, Mother would praise me. She would stroke my head gently just like I was doing to Yuya. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Upset baby noises. I'm not going to try that. But because you cried just a bit, you call her instantly dulled again. I rest over and squatted near Kanai. Yep, this is not going to end well. Why? Why do you cry? I gave you milk, right? I changed your diaper, didn't I? I even sang you a lullaby, and I carried you. Kanai shook her baby, his head jerked about as if it was his neck would snap. And his crying grew more intense. Uh-oh. I knew something was going very wrong here. Don't cry. Hey, don't cry. Please stop. Please don't cry anymore.
かなえさん、落ち着いて。大丈夫だよ。ゆうやはちょっとあなたに甘えたくなっただけだよ。ゆっくり
This
抱っ
gives
こして
me...
揺らしてあげて。
Did you misspell that word, Knight? Because I don't know that word. Conniptions? What? Kanai, please calm down, it's okay. Yeah, I just wanted more of your love. Just cradle him and rock him gently. But...
ここには子供が泣いたからって怒る人はいないよ。大丈夫。泣いているゆうやを見ている人はいない。
There's nobody here that can get angry if he cries. It's okay. No one can even see him crying.
本当にあんなに泣かせてダメな母親だって誰も言わない？ゆうやをかわいそうな子だって誰も言わない？
Really? You won't call me a bad mother for making him cry? You won't say that Yuya is a bad kid?
言わないよ。
This woman has some issues.
僕たち以外誰もいない。
No, of course not. Because there's nobody here except me.
いないの？ホームセクレタリーも？なんで？そんなのダメ。子育て支援がいなかったらどうやってこの子を育てればいいの？
I just noticed.
私どうしたらいいかわからない。
Look at the ground next to her. That's a lot of different pails. Uh-oh. Nobody? Not even the AI secretary? But why? How will this kid be raised without a parenting support system? I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Lady, I don't think any parent knows what the hell to do when they have a kid.
笑えばいいんだよ。さあ、まずこれを。
You should laugh. That's the first step. Kanai was really distracted. It was impossible to calm her down with just words. So I scraped up a pile of supplements that were on the floor. Don't pick up pills from the floor. God damn it.
あなたが笑えば、ゆうやも笑うよ。色相も良くなる。
Yes, here, take some of these happy pills. It's going to be alright.
大丈夫だから。
Here, take these. Then you'll smile. As long as you smile, Yuya will too. And you will improve. No, it's alright. It's all going to be fine. You don't like these kind of scenes one bit? Yeah, I feel you. Oh, well, that's a bit unfortunate to hear. Sorry, Knight. I dropped a handful of tablets in Kanai's shaking hands, and she crushed them all up. Soon her eyes became more relaxed, and a smile lit up her face. Hopefully, soon enough, we're done with this.
そうよね。お母さんがゆっくりすることがクリアカラーの子供を育てる第一歩だってどんな育児書にも書いてあったものね。
That's right. Mothers need to take it slow. Raising their kids to have a clear need it slow. Raising their kids to have a clear you. Isn't that written in every parenting book? Pro tip: never take happy pills. Especially if they're from the ground. Yep. She hummed a low, soothing lullaby. After whimpering for a bit, Yuya fell back to sleep. I wanted to watch this forever, but there were things I needed to do. There were empty containers of mental care supplements, mounds of heavy, stinky diapers, clothes stained with milky vomit, and an assortment of tags, packaging, and receipts. It wasn't good to leave Kanai and Yuya as such a mess. Also, I need to get more powdered milk and diapers. Oh, so he's going to leave out just right at the moment? I gathered up all the trash while I was watching them. Is he going to run into the officers, or is he going to be out right on time?
買い物に行ってくるね。すぐに帰ってくるから少し待ってて。
Well, I'll need to go shopping. You just wait for a bit, and I will be back before you know it.
すぐ帰ってくる？
Will you be back soon?
もちろんさ。
Of course.
サトルさんも初めのうちはそう言ったわ。君と直哉のために大急ぎで帰ってくるって。仕事なんかやってる場合じゃないって。
That's what Satori used to say. He said he would hurry back for me and Naya's sake, and that his work could wait.
僕はあなたを幸せにするためにいるんだ。あなたが望むことなら何でもやるよ。
I mean to make you happy. I will do anything to fulfill that.
そう。
Okay. Kanai looked downcast and seemed worried, but I still heard the faint hum of her lullaby. Was it okay to leave her? Nope. Nothing is okay about this whole situation. Just wait for me, I'll be back. Watch me, mother. I will definitely make you happy. It's a bit of an issue, hasn't he? We met up at the apartment, which was now a crime scene. It was not completely abandoned, but there were no signs of any people living there. The exterior hollow of the entire complex was disabled, revealing its chipped panes, and weeds shot out from all the cracks in the road. This area seemed truly abandoned. It was clearly not a good place to maintain a clear view, but if the packages were sent here, then Kanai and Yuya must have been close by. I wondered how stable they were. Not at all. Nothing was certain without a verification of the Dominator until that moment. I knew I could not give up on them. Someone going to get shot? Uh-oh. I came here to save them, after all.
おせえよ。さっさとユウヤたちを助けに行かねえと。
You're late. We need to hurry and save Yuya and his mother.
落ち着いてください、かがり執行官。まずは彼らの潜伏先を特定しなければなりません。
Please calm down, Enforcer Kagari. First we have to find their exact location.
そうだな。監視
Oh,
官、
hello, Deceiver.
今回の一件、三橋かなえによる誘拐事件ってことでいいのか？
That's right. Inspector, for this case, can we really think of this as a kidnapping by the mother?
三橋かなえによる長男直哉への暴行および次男優也に対する未成年者略取誘拐罪に該当すると考え容疑者である三橋かなえの確保を行う
As of now, we can only think of this case as if the mother assaulted the older son and then abducted the younger one, so we apprehend the suspect Kanai Mitsuhashi.
となると問題は久我たちさんの言うように潜伏先ですね
Regardless, if she committed those crimes, we need to find her location, like Ukitachi already noted.
三橋かなえは子供の泣き声を極端に気に病んでいた潜伏先では人目を避けるだろうおそらく彼女が恐れているのは発見されるリスクよりも周囲の迷惑
I mean, I guess that's also true that society places a normal amount of standards on mothers to take care of their child and stuff like that. I can definitely see there being pressure from that side too. Kanai Mitsuhashi is worried about her children's crying. She will avoid any public places and probably fears being the subject of ridicule more than the risk of being found.
この町には隠れるとこなんざいくらでもあるぜ。
There's lots of places to hide in this city.
そうですね。確認しましたが、廃棄区画はかなりの広さに上ります。
Correct.
そこにある建物はほとんど壊されることなく現存していますから。
Correct. This abandoned district is massive, since all the buildings still remain standing.
でも電気とか水とかないんですよねインフラも整備されておらずホームセクレタリもないような劣悪な環境にかなえさんが耐えられるとは思えません
But there is no power or water, right? Without those utilities, Kanai won't be able to survive. She can't tolerate living in a place that lacks an AI secretary. Like that dependent on
使用は
machines?
されていないようで
Jeez.
すが電気や水道はまだ稼働しているみたいですよ
It seems like it's vacant, but electricity and water lines are still operational, you know. That seems like a waste.
ああ、街頭カメラもあるし、清掃ドローンがたまには来るみたいだからな。
Ah, there's street cameras, and sometimes the cleaning drones still come through here.
ってことは電気と水道が動いている家を探せばいいんじゃね？この近くのさ。だってあれだけのミルクとおむつを長距離運んでたら目立つし大変だぜ。
Then shouldn't we search that building with running water and power? It's nearby. It would have been hard for them to have carried that much milk and diapers any further.
国塚、金の森に連絡しろ。
She
こ
found.
のマンション周辺の
Get off my keyboard.
現在も使われているインフラを洗い出し、利用状況をチェック。ここ数日間で新たに利用開始されたケースがないか調べるんだ。
Kunizuka, contact Karen Amori. Check the area near this apartment for any utilities still in service. And find if anywhere is access over the find if anywhere access over the past few days. Shiva wants to eat now.
了解
Meow 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 meow. What kind of reminds me of the tongue twister from Bakemonogatari. Roger that. Naku naku nya. As Enforcer Kunizuka contacted HQ, Enforcer Tsurugi approached me from the side. He approached with patting my shoulder.
必ず助けてやろうぜ。俺たちの手でさ。
Let's go save them with our own
同
hands.
感です。生存を 100% 確定した事実ではありませんが、可能性が存在する以上、私たちは最善を尽くすべ
Speaking
きで
cat.
す。
Yeah. Likewise, the survival rate is not 100%, but we should do our best regardless.
相変わらず理屈っぽいな。助けるの一言でいいじゃねえか。
Logical as always. Can't you just say you helped him?
あらゆる可能性を考え行動しているだけです。すでに殺害されている可能性もゼロではありません。
No, I'm not Mayu. I only act upon logical calculations. There is no certainty that they won't be killed.
そこは信じるしかねえよ。
So
俺たちは
cold-blooded.
できることをした。あとは三橋かなえの愛だとか、優也の運だとか、そういうものを信じて。
I mean, if anything, you are the one who always falls asleep, so we are the cat. We can only believe that we did everything we could. After that, we can have only faith in Kanai Mitsuhashi's love and Yuya's luck. Even after saying something as fake as have faith, Enforcer Tsurugi looked like a man full of conviction. But how could you believe so much of that?
非科学的です。
Can't argue with
根
that.
拠がありません。
That's unreasonable. There was no logic to your claim.
根拠があろうがなかろうが、俺は希望を口にするさ。だって俺たちはデカだぜ。最初から絶望してちゃ誰も救えねえだろ。
No matter if it's logical or not, I still believe in hope. After all, we're cops, right? If we're in despair from the get-go, we can't save anyone. Very good point.
みんなを救う希望そのものなんだからよ。
Because we give hope to everyone who needs saving.
私たちが希望。
We give hope. Even though there was no logical sense to anything he said, I felt a sudden throb pound within my chest. Was it because he aimed for the same goal I had? Was it because he understood that we had possessed the same desire of wanting to save someone? A few minutes later. Soon after we received news from analyst Karen Amori. The location was in a nearby apartment with no proof of any residence, yet proof of the use of its utilities.
マップデータ送るわね。それと現場の昔の画像が残ってたからおまけに添付しといてあげる。
I'll send over the map data. I'll send the map data over. Also, I recovered some old images of the scene. I'll send those over to you. It used to be a grander building lined with Gothic architecture. Now the concrete walls were as correctly deformed as a cubism painting. Kanai and Yuya Mitsuhashi were in there. We needed to get to her before her mind became as distorted as the building had become. We rushed to the scene. After closer observation, the apartment building seemed to be deserted. Dust coated the stairwell and railings. It had ever been 2 months since anyone was here.
まさに
Music is picking up though.
ここに三橋かなえと優也がいるんだな。
Just like a ghost town, huh? But Kanae and you and Mitsuhashi are here, right?
はい。今も街灯の
Wasn't
部屋
this
は
like the music that
電気
got
を使
like
用している
copyright
形跡があります。
struck last time? I don't know. Yes, even now the apartment in question is using power.
ギノザ監視官、周辺ドローンの配置完了しました。
Inspector Ginoza, drones have been placed.
よし、まずは状況を確認するぞ。
Alright, let's go confirm the situation.
待て、ギ
I
ノ。
guess I just missed the
ここは
guy,
一
didn't
刻
you?
を争う。すぐに踏み込むべきだ。
Wait, Gino, there is no time to waste. We should just raid it.
三橋かなえ一人ならそれもいいだろう。だが、優也もいる。いたずらに容疑者を刺激するのは危険だ。
If Kanae Mitsuhashi is in alone, then it would be fine. However, Yuya is also in there. It would be dangerous to instigate the suspect in this case. I suppose. Oh, do I need to choose again? Oh. I understood both of their reasoning, then all of a sudden... Huh? All of a sudden then what? Infiltrate. Give order to infiltrate. Conduct an internal investigation. Ah. Just give the order to infiltrate, I guess.
剣、鴻上、かがり以上の執行官に突入を指示します。
Enforcers Tsurugi, Kogami, and Kagari, I order you all to charge in. Understood.
任せとけ。
I'll leave it to us.
よっしゃ、やってやるよドロイドちゃん。
Gotcha. We got this, Miss Droid. Miss Droid. The 3 enforcers ran off with dominators and tools in hand. Then suddenly I felt someone grab my shoulder. Oh, you aren't happy with it.
久我たち、
What are you up to, Kukitachi?
三橋かなえの行動を分析した結果、時間を置くことは
Kino isn't that happy with me, is
つな
he?
がる恐れがあると考えました。彼女は追い詰められ、些細なきっかけでも暴力を振るうようになっているはずです。
From the search of analysis of Kanai's recent activity, it's only a matter of time till Yuya dies. She's cornered and will act violently if provoked.
それは執行官に近い発想だぞ。久我たち。
That is nearly how the enforcers think,
で
Kukitachi.
すが、私の色相に濁りは見られません。
However, I cannot see any impurity in my hue.
分かった。いいだろう。
He isn't
そ
happy
れ
with
が
it, is
君
he?
の判断ならば、3人の監視に行くんだな。
Understood. Fine then. If this is your decision, go inspect the situation with those 3.
わかりました。
Understood. Kino is never happy. No, is he ever? I rushed after the enforcers. Damn, the place is run down. It looks more like an underground passage way than it looks like an apartment complex. Like, jeez. Kogami's in the way. You can't hide him. You came, Kukitachi. Just look at that. Such a mess.
奥に優也がいる。待ってろよ。今行くぜ。
Yuya's here. Wait for us. We're coming. In front of me, Enforcer Tsurugi and Kagari were facing the door with their tools in hand. Dunk. Kanai and Yuya Mitsuhashi's door of faith is now unblocked. Turning point. Uh-oh. On the other side of the door was Kanai. The interior was a mess, and the window pane broken, and the desk lamp had been shattered into pieces. What had happened? The whimpering sounds of Yuya could still be heard from the outside room. Kanai raised her hand and shrieked.
おい、やめろ。
Hey, stop! I rushed ahead of Enforcer Tsurugi as he shouted in protest and pointed the Dominator at Kanai Mitsuhashi. Uh-oh. Her crime coefficient was... 2... Oh, that's a bit high.
犯罪係数
That's a bit high.
執行対象です。セーフティーを解除します。
Crime coefficient is 213. Target for enforcement action. Safety
三
released.
橋かなえ、あなたを潜在犯と認定、執行します。
Kanai Mitsuhashi, you have been recognized as a latent criminal. We shall proceed with enforcement.
だって私は幸せなはず。そんなわけない。やめて。来ないで。
No way! It can't be. I should be happy. Stop. Get away. Don't come near me.
剣執行官、フォローを。
Enforcer Tsurugi, backup is required. He pulled the trigger. Oh, you're just gonna shoot without me even giving a choice. Alright. Alright. At the same time, Enforcer Tsurugi appeared next to me. Oh, you got a kid. Aw. Kanami says his body collapsed to the floor, and Enforcer Tsurugi dove, catching Yuya as he fell out on Molden's limp arms.
タクちゃんナイスキャッチ
Safe! Nice catch, Taku. Enforcer Kagari looked at Yuya's face, smiling, but then the infant started to wail.
泣かせんなよシュウ
Don't make him cry, Shu.
え俺のせい
Huh? It's my fault!
泣くな泣くなババババババ
Damn Kagari. Oh, don't cry. Don't cry. Boop, bloop, boop. Boop. Enforcer Tsurugi comforting him, but he only cried louder.
いやその顔は怖いぞ剣
I know, you're the one who's scary, Tsurugi. Yes, give Gogami the kid.
マジかあ姿事情任せ
Oh, you're just dumping on Kukutachi, alright.
ゴツゴツした腕より女の腕の方がこいつも安心するだろう
Seriously? Miss Kukutachi, I'll leave him to you. He'd be more comfortable in a woman's arms than a man in Rocket's ones.
それはセクハラでちょっと
That's sexist! Hey, wait! Alright then. Enforcer Tsurugi dumped the infant into my arms. It was warm, soft, and small. So small. Why did Kanai Mitsuhashi ever have the desire to kill this tiny weak thing? Before she got to that point, someone should have reached out to her.
三橋かなえを移送する手配はギノザ監視官に頼もうお姫さんしばらくあんたが抱いててやってくれんか
No, just dumped the kid on the police officer that just shot the mother. Fair enough. Let's leave Kanai Mitsuhashi's incarceration transfer to Inspector Gineza. Hey doll, can you hold on for a moment?
わかりました
Understood. Yuya faced his mother, extending his tiny arms out. He just kept reaching for her and crying. I don't know how to make him stop. All I knew that's that their ties were severed.
あな
Aww.
ただけでも幸せに
I want you to be happy, at least. I know I should save the regret for later. For now, all I could do was help the one who could still be saved. I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Yuya was safe now, and Kanai was taken to the hospital. But it wasn't over yet. We needed to save the scene until the crime lab drawings were finished. With the analysis. Oh, so is the, is our cyborg dude going to walk in on us or something like that? He's probably going to see that something is wrong, so he just won't do that, I guess. Enforcer Tsurugi and I will have to preserve the crime scene, while the others headed back to the temporary headquarters to wrap up the case. So we were alone in the apartment, just the two of us. Uh-oh. As the sun set, Enforcer Tsurugi just stared at the nursing bottle as it rolled down on the floor, not saying a
あの
word.
子はどうなるんだろうな
What should we do with that kid? I was at a loss for words. It was not certain that the infant would be transferred to a child nursing home. But I felt that was not what Enforcer Tsurugi was asking.
俺たち
Might you
は
want a kid?
あの子を救ってやれなかったな
We couldn't save him. He took the words right from my mouth. I wanted to say it, but it was something I could not disclose in front of the rest of the Division 1. Suddenly, the infant's life was saved, and the gaping hole left in his heart could be filled and treated with therapy, but that wasn't it.
母親がいなくなって優也は泣いてた殴られても怒られても母親が好きだったんだ引き離す方が良かったんだろうそれは分かってるだけど
Yuya is only left to weep now that his mother is gone, even if he was beaten and scalded. He still loved her. So I get that it was the best to separate them, but was there nothing else I could do? We both held onto that regret, and it didn't fail to send a shudder throughout my chest. But he only said it. We separated him from his mother abuse. It was a sound theory, the optimal solution. But as I watched Yuya cry, I wavered. Was it really the right thing to do?
すみません私にも分かりません時間が巻き戻せない以上私たちが過去の三橋かなえに手を差し伸べることはできないのですから
Sorry, I do not know. It's all in hindsight now. We can no longer help Kanai Mitsuhashi anymore.
そうだな。俺たちはできることをするしかないよな。
That's right. We can only do what we can. Exactly. Oh. They both stopped talking and gazed out of the window in silence. The city lights could have been seen from afar, buildings lit up full of people at work. If they were ever in danger, I just hoped we would be able to reach them in time. I quietly wished that. Apartment sure is a mess though. My Riscom notified me that an Enforcer's hue had become clouded. Uh-oh. It was understandable, but I couldn't neglect my duties. I operated my device, calling the Enforcers. Uh-oh. Oh, Masaoka. You out of all people? I was wondering why you called about my hue. Well, after seeing something so terrible, negative effects are given, that's all I can say. But still, it wasn't so terrible, or so uncommon in the past for incidents like these to happen. Nowadays they pop up every now and then. No, that's it, sorry. I'm pretty exhausted at the moment, thanks for worrying about us. I expected it to be Kagami. But I think you should worry more about your own hue. And something else. After a brief conversation, all I felt was fatigue. The Enforcer's reaction were quite typical of any human. But for someone like me, their emotional response made no sense. You really have no emotions, do you? And then the crime lab drums that were busy at work just a moment ago suddenly stopped. Hmm? It's over already? No, it's not. The analysis had not been completed. Maybe the drums were being hacked. We approached one of them, trying to figure out why they stopped, and then a shadow appeared. Uh-oh. He's here. Have you seen the mother and child that were here? Shoot them! Shoot them! The shadow belonged to a young boy standing at the entrance. A young boy with golden hair and red eyes. The moment I saw him, I felt a strong kick in my head. I remembered him from the footage, but when I had seen his image then, I only felt a light dizziness. However, what I was feeling now was much different. Shoot? It felt like I had seen him before, not from the footage, but from somewhere else. But where? I couldn't remember. All the confusion made the kicking in my head hurt more. You there, where did you get that cyborg? I grimaced, enduring my headache. If this boy was using the stolen medical cyborg, there was no doubt. And I was not about to let my headache stop me. I was a detective after all. It is difficult to explain how. All I can say is that it was something within my means. Besides, this is my toy now. I'll use it as I please. In other words, he had the ability to infiltrate high security facilities and steal that cyborg with ease. I immediately became more cautious of him. He may have been attacking me with some sort of cerebral pulse device, which I was experiencing this headache. Now my idea is that the AI was looking for someone called his mother, and I am willing to say that it is the well, the main character, because of the memory loss and stuff like that, and her being very familiar with his looks and stuff like that, one way or another. And for Tsurugi, be careful. Does your head hurt? He may be using a soundwave cerebral weapon. Huh? Headache? I don't feel anything though. What was the meaning of this? Why was I the only one feeling it? I'm more worried about the fact that you're not doing anything against this. Hey, answer my question. Where did the mother and child go? Are Kanai and Yuya Mitsuhashi your companions?
彼女を助けてここへ連れてきたのは僕さ。
Yes, I'm especially close to the mother. I'm the one who saved her and brought her here.
ここへ連れてきた。彼女三橋かなえを助けて。じゃあ街頭スキャネや監視カメラをクラッキングしていたのはひょっとしてあなた？
Here? Brought her? Saved Kanai Mitsuhashi? Then could it be that you were the one who hacked the street scanners and cameras?
そうだよ。
That's right. No doubts about it, jeez. He grinned, then folded his arm, tapping his foot, and asked,
ねえ、彼女と子供はどこ？
Hey, where is she and the child?
子供は保護した。母親は執行された。
The mother has been enforced and retaken custody of the child.
執行？
Enforced? The cyborg youth stopped grinning. In his left eye, numbers flashed and then disappeared. It was probably a medical cyborg function for the internal monitoring.
三橋かなえは色相が悪化し潜在犯認定を受けました。
I don't get how they can be this lax with the guy despite knowing that he's very important and stuff like that. To at least try to apprehend him or something like that, or restrain him. Kanai Mitsuhashi's view had deteriorated, and she was deemed a latent criminal. If left alone, she would have threatened the well-being of a child.
僕に任せておけばよかったのに。僕なら。
No, she didn't get murdered in this case, Knight. She got paralyzed, not killed. Because the mode said paralyzer, not what is the other mode? Extermination mode. So she's still alive. Don't worry, Knight. You should have just left it to me. If I was there, I could have calmed her down properly.
その方法ってのは床一面のお薬パラダイスのことか。
You mean by making her pop all these pills on the floor?
そうだよ。これさえあれば彼女は笑ってくれるんだ。
That's right.
あなたは怒ってるの？なぜ？
That's right. As long as she took these, she'd smile. Hey, are you angry? Why? Oh, yeah. No doubts about it.
てめえがクズ野郎だからだよ。
That's because you're scum.
僕はクズなんかじゃない。僕は人
You're
間
not
だ。
even human, dude.
なぜそんなひどいことを言うの？
Oh no, can he hack Dominators?
それは何？銃？ドミネーターだよね。
I'm not scum. I'm human. Why do you say such things? Hey, what's that? A gun? It's a Dominator, right?
ああ、そうさ。知らなきゃ教えてやる。こいつの性能。
He has no chill.
自身のクズっぷりをな。
Yeah, that's right. If you don't know how it works, I'll teach you and show you what this can do to a piece of trash like you.
なぜそんなものを僕に向けるの？僕は彼女を救おうとしていただけなのに。
Why are you pointing that at me? I just wanted to save her. Enforcer Tsurugi pulled out his Dominator, aimed it at him, and then his eyes widened with surprise.
なんだこいつ。
What's up with this guy?
どうしました？剣執行官。
What's the matter, Enforcer Tsurugi?
自分で試してみろよ。久我立場。
It's given like a 0. It's Makishima Shogo all over again, isn't it? Try it yourself, Miss Kukitachi. Point your Dominator at him. I pointed my Dominator at him. It was clear this young boy was a thief, but... Yep. Nothing. What? The Dominator did not respond. He was a target that Sable could not detect. I mean, he's a cyborg. And then again, a cyborg is part human as well, so yeah, that means it should detect something. It's not a full android. It was impossible, yet I saw it with my own eyes.
あなたは何者なの？
What are you? For some reason, after I asked him that, he stopped moving. Except for his left eye, which kept flashing with numbers. It was like watching a computer lag.
僕は人間を幸せにする存在だから。
There's many ways to hide a machine. Yeah. Though it's not like it would be the first case of the series to have someone who can be detected by the system. It would be the third one actually. I am an existence that gives humans happiness. That's why I brought happiness to Kanai and Haruto.
やっぱ ぱりハルトの野郎に協力してたのもお前か。
I knew you worked with the damned Haruto.
そうだよ。それの何が悪いんだ。僕はみんなを幸せにしてあげただけなんだ。なのにお前たちが寄ってたかってめちゃくちゃにした。
Yes, what's wrong with that? I just gave them happiness. Yet you guys ganged up on me and ruined everything. The boy became furious, shouting loudly, his eyes that burning red only expressed rage, revealing the manifestation of his feelings. It baffled me though, how he reacted after we aimed a Dominator at him, and the pause after I inquired of his existence, reminded me of a droid. But now he burned with the fury of a sentient creature. What was he? What should I do?
これ以上僕の邪魔をするな。
And don't get in my way anymore. An instant hesitation was a fatal mistake. Oh, he runs off. Aren't like... Isn't like the rest of Division 1 outside? Like, why are they only here? Watch out, Mr. Kukitachi. Enforced Tsurugi. He lunged in front of me, receiving the blow dealt from the boy. Enforced Tsurugi fell to his knees, breathing heavily, his forehead dripped with sweat, and it was apparent that he suffered greatly. He kicked him.
僕の邪魔をする奴は排除しなくちゃ。
I have to eliminate anyone who gets in my way. Stop it. And the boy approached, closing in on the wounded enforcer. I rushed in front of him and spread my arms out. You think that's going to help? He'd have to get through me first.
君はこいつを守ろうとしてるの？なぜ？肉体的には君の方が
That's also
脆弱
sexist.
そうなのに。
You're trying to protect him, but why? Physically speaking, your body should be more fragile than his. What he said was reasonable. I had little need to protect Enforcer Tsurugi with my life. Rather, guarding him would be futile if I was attacked. But I stood my ground.
君の立ち上はやめろ。
Miss Kukitachi, stop.
いいえ、やめません。あなたは私の部下であり、生きた一人の人間です。
No, I won't. You are my subordinate and a living human. Yes, regardless if he was an enforcer, he was part of society. If there was a chance to save him, then by all means I needed to try at least.
人は
Oh, she does have some sort of emotions then. Good.
その手の届く限り、そのために私たちには手と足がある。
As long as
そう
it's
ではあり
possible.
ませんか、剣執行官。
As long as it's possible, people should protect others. That's our responsibility. Isn't that right, Enforcer Tsurugi?
手の届く限り守る。君、どうしてお母さんと同じことを言うの？
As long as it's possible, protect. Why do you speak of something Mother would say?
お母さん。
But minor emotions are prohibited. No, that's the wrong game. Mother?
お母さんはお母さんだよ。そうだよね。人を幸せにして痛いことや苦しいことから守るために僕もこの体を手に入れたんだもの。
Mother, that's right. In order to make people happy and to protect them from pain and sorrow, I took this body.
なんでだろうな。邪魔されたはずなのに胸が温かくなってるよ。
What's going on? Even though you guys got in my way, my heart feels
ど
warm.
ういうこと？
What do you mean? However, without answering me, the boy leaped over us and landed on the broken window sill.
僕はアルファ。クガたち、君は少しお母さんに似てる。でも、だからこそ、もう邪魔しないでね。僕は、みんなを幸せにしないといけないんだ。
And this is also a problem with the Dominators. As advanced as they are, they can't just shoot on will. So you couldn't even shoot this guy in the legs to prevent him from running away. Because of course the goddamn system won't allow you to. Which is apparent for some reasoning in for those who have seen Season 1. Plus probably knows what I mean. But my name is Alpha. Kukitachi, you remind me of Mother. But stay out of my way from now on. I have to grant everyone their happiness.
アルフ。
Alpha? The moment I heard that name, my soon-to-be-gone headache stormed back. It felt like something was drilling into my head. But shoot. Yeah, shoot not allowed. That's a problem. And then Alpha did a backflip, jumping out of the window. Disregarding the descent from the 8th floor, the cyborg he stole was quite capable, physically speaking. He did a backflip.
すまねえ、久方事情。肝心な時に役に立てなかった。
Sorry, Miss Kukitachi. I was of no use when it was needed the most.
いえ、私が隙を見せたのが原因ですから。
It's okay. It was my fault for showing weakness. My head had quieted down, but the pulse was still intense. I continued to focus on my breath, with deep inhales and slow exhales, attempting to calm myself down.
久方事情、大丈夫か？顔色が真っ青だぞ。
Miss Kukitachi, your face is pale. Are you okay?
大丈夫です。それより、木の座監視官に連絡し、緊急配備をお願いしてください。
I'm fine, thank you. More importantly, please contact Inspector Ginoza and request for backup.
わかった。あんた、ちょっと休んでろ。マジでヤバそうだ。
Understood. You should rest for a bit. You don't look too well. Enforced Tsurugi lifted himself up, swaying a bit as he patted my shoulder, and I crouched down. It seemed like I took more damage than I thought.
にしても、アルファか。懐かしい名前を聞いたもんだ。
Alpha, right? I've heard that name before. I leaned back against the wall, focusing on my breathing, and Enforced Tsurugi sat down beside me.
何かご存知なんですか？
Do you know something?
いや、シンプルな名前だし、単なる偶然なんだろうがな。昔の知り合いがお気に入りのおもちゃにそんな名前をつけてたことがあったってだけさ。
No, it's a simple name, so it could just be a coincidence. It's just that an old friend of mine gave one of her favorite toys that name. Favorite toys? Oh dear.
そうですか。
Don't call it toys. That just sounds questionable. Is that so? Favorite toy? My head started hurting again. What was happening to me? Well, obviously you are the friend in question and you named him Alpha. Come on. I can see that plot twist coming by far, far away. What about you? You seemed shaken up after meeting him. Any ideas?
わかりません。全く記憶にない存在です。なのに、会った途端、動悸と頭痛がして、不思議ですね。どこかで会ったことがある気がして、たまらないんです。
I don't know. I can't remember. Though, I've been having this beating headache ever since meeting him. It's weird. I can't stop feeling like I've met him before.
もしかしたら、なくしたあんたの記憶に関わってるのかもな。
Maybe that cyborg has something to do with your lost memories.
どうなんでしょうね。
Who knows? Oh, come on. It's such a cliche, it isn't even original anymore at this point. It might or might not. Like the night that was spread across the sky, enveloping the sun, the truth was lost in the dark. After we returned to the temporary headquarters, we reported our findings of the suspect Alpha, and though the Dominator did not respond to Inspector Ginoza.
何かの間違いではないのか。例えば、君たちによるドミネーターの操作ミスであることも考えられる。
Did you somehow make a mistake? For instance, it's possible that you mishandled your Dominator.
可能性はゼロではないにせよ、限りなく低い数値でしょう。剣執行官と私、二人の捜査官がそれぞれのドミネーターにより確認したことです。
The possibility is not
ヒューマ
zero.
ンエラーが重なる確率は
God damn it. I'm really having the Dylan issue, haven't I? The possibility is not zero, but it's extremely low. We've confirmed it with both our Dominators. The probability of human error is...
低いがゼロではない以上、論理的にはそれが起きることを想定してしかるべきだ。なぜなら、シビレは無病だからだ。そうだろう。
As long as it's not zero, logically we should assume that's why it happened. Sybil is infallible, after all. Is that not correct? Slash doubt.
だが、実際に俺も久方事情もドミネーターを向け、そいつが反応していないことを確
Well,
か
I
め
kinda might believe you.
それを信じては
Well, depending on where it takes time in the timeline. But we pointed the Dominator at him, and it didn't respond. Why won't you believe that?
根拠も証拠もなく、闇雲にそれを信じることはできん。
We can't believe something as serious as that without proof.
おっしゃることはごもっともだと思います。
I agree with you,
だけどよ、俺たちはこの目で見たんだぞ。
but we saw it with our own eyes.
まだ言うか。
You're still using that argument.
剣執行官、私たちには出せる証拠がありません。その上で考えられる他の可能性を言わせていただいてもよろしいでしょうか。ギノザ監視官。
Enforcement Tsurugi, we don't have any evidence. More importantly, I have another possibility I thought of. Inspector Ginoza?
なんだ
What?
はい。一つはアルファが遠隔操作により擬態を操っていたという可能性です。
Well, there is a possibility that Alpha is controlling the cyborg wirelessly.
サイマティックスキャンは人間の体内組織や生理的現象を周波数として読み取ります。擬態であっても脳が人間のものならばサイマティックスキャンは行えます。
I've got so much pings on Discord, oh dear. A cymatic scan measures a human's internal body tissue and physiology. Even if the subject is a cyborg, this can be performed as long as human brain is stored within it. So you're telling me that the cyborg doesn't have a brain in it? Alright. If it's wirelessly controlled, then there is no brain. But how is that even possible? I mean, does the cyborg even need a brain?
リアルタイム接続を行うことが可能です。したがって理論的には擬態外にある脳細胞によりコントロールすることも不可能ではありません。
The medical cyborg allows for real-time connectivity to a human brain's data. Just controlling it externally is a plausible theory.
だがそもそもスキャンができない存在という段階で各セキュリティに止められるはず。いや、奴は高度な能力を持ったクラッカーでもあったな。
However, whoever is controlling it should have been stopped by security even if scans didn't work. So he must also be a very skilled hacker.
ですが、それは理論上の話で、実際には難しいでしょう。
But that's just a theory.
極めて大容量かつ高性能のデータサーバーおよび専用回線が必要です。
But that's just
そ
in
のような
theory.
ものの存在があれば
Damn it.
別ですが。
But that's just in theory. Actual implementation would be hard. It'd only be possible for an extremely large, high-spec server and exclusive connectivity line.
その点については一度カラナモリにも検討させよう。専用回線を密かに整備していないとは限らない。
You should have Karanamori check on that at once. An exclusive network line might be secretly in
そ
use.
してもう一つ。
Also, one more thing.
まだあるのか。
And there's more. I hesitated about speaking of another possibility. It was absurd after all, but as impossible as it may be, it was more important to offer as much information as possible. Hello, Riley Nash.
はい。彼が人間ではない可能性です。
Yes, there is a possibility that he might not be human.
なんだと
What?
先ほども申し上げたように、サイマティックスキャンは人間
How are you doing tonight, Ali?
ですから、アルファが人間以外の
Also,
高
I
度
think
な
my
思
U
考
is
する能力を
fallen
持つ
asleep.
AI
Oh, she's
で
just
ある可能
lurking,
性があ
but...
ります。
As I said before, the cymatic scan only reacts to humans. It would explain why Alpha's processing power exceeds far beyond humans too. In short, he's possibly an AI.
バカな。そのように高度な自律行動を行う AI が
Come on, you live in the future, you have cyborgs, but you don't believe in very proficient AIs, come on. Impossible, I've never heard of a high-powered autonomous AI being developed.
あくまで可能性の話です。先ほど、ギノザ監視官もおっしゃられましたが、サイマティックスキャンを行えない存在は、セキュリティにより立ち入りを制限されます。
It's only a possibility. As you've said, someone who cannot be read by a cymatic scan would be restricted by the security system nonetheless.
また、スキャンを遮断する装置自体は、原理、技術的に開発可能ですが、擬態に収納できる、あるいは持ち歩けるサイズでの作成は、現状の技術力では不可能です。
Wasn't that, Hold on, I'll read this first. And although it's fundamentally in technology possible to develop a device that can block the cymatic scan, it's impossible with the current technology. But isn't that like the whole case in the second half of the first season? That they got helmets that block out the scanner technology and stuff like that? Just in case, so they can make rise and all that shit happening? So I guess it also takes place before that? Jeez. When does this take place?
その結果がなぜ AI だという結論になる。
But why do you suspect the bird might be an AI?
私たちが経験した現象を説明する最有力の仮説は、サイコパスを遮るのではなく、それが存在しない人物を想定することではないかと。
The most convincing hypothesis to explain this phenomenon we have experienced isn't the censoring of the psychopaths, but rather the emergence of a special entity.
最初からサイコパスを持ってない存在ってことか。
Which is the existent and doesn't have a psychopath to begin with, right?
また、 私はアルファの存在を観察し、彼の反応にドロイドの AI が思考バグに陥った時のようなラグが発生したのを見ました。
To add, when I encountered Alpha, I noticed he experienced some sort of lag like other AI droids
確
do.
かに一瞬あいつが止まった時、俺も変だとは思った。でも AI ってのはあんなにも激しく怒ったりするもんなのか。
For some reason, I thought it was strange when he stopped suddenly too. But could an AI become as angry as he got?
そこが私の疑問でもあります。
I don't know, I've seen pissed off computers
AI の
before.
ような反応と人間のような感情を併せ持つ存在。一体何者なのか。
That's when I started to doubt. It's like he possesses the reactions of an AI, but the emotions of a human. What is he?
バカバカしい。そもそもクワたち、君はあらゆる人間の反応を機械的に捉えすぎる。そのラグもただ戸惑っていただけ。そうは考えられないのか。
Nonsense. You react and process human interaction mechanically too. So isn't it possible that he was just as confused, but you mistook it as he experienced the lag?
その可能性もあります。
That is also possible. However, for some reason, I knew that was not the case. It was not a human-like way of expressing confusion.
剣、貴様の見解はどうだ。貴様もアルファが AI などという。
I've kind of been here for a while then. Tsurugi, what is your opinion on this matter? Do you intend to support this nonsense with Alpha is an AI?
俺は
And wasn't Tsurugi looked perplexed? Did he also believe that it was impossible?
正直よくわからん。だがクガタ地上が真面目に言ってるのはわかる。可能性の一つとして考えてもいいんじゃないか。
Sorry, but I honestly don't know. Then again, I can understand the seriousness of Miss Kukutachi's claim. Can't we think of that as a possibility?
話にならんな。
Akane has been silently lurking.
ただ闇雲にクガたちを信じろと言ってるも同じだ。
I spent my 100 Nuke Mario Tales and Alcohol Ugly Villains and Merengue 10 times. I've given up on playing Animal Crossing for a long time now. I don't know, I'm just not in the mood for it. This is going nowhere. It's the same as before. There needs to be proof. Calm down there, Edgeworth. This discussion was cut short. The Denominator's lack of response toward Alpha was reported as an operational error by his new detectives. I'm going to throw her in the blender. Oh, hello there, Yo-Yo. Not sure how long you have been here, but welcome. You are very in the mood still for Animal Crossing. I mean, the Halloween stuff does look interesting, though. I'm not going to lie. I do love Halloween, but I couldn't draw away the possibility that Alpha was an AI. Oh, you've been here. All right. I felt like I met him somewhere before. Was this feeling binding my reasoning? If so, I knew I shouldn't bring my personal feelings into the investigation. At any rate, we didn't have any leads. But if we find him, we may have the opportunity to find out more. It's not like we could let him run wild after all. He purposely stole the cyborg and fled the scene, and after assisting both Haruto Sato and Kanai Mitsuhashi, there was a high probability he would cause another incident. That probability was reaching closer to 100%. At 9:12 p.m., Satoru Mitsuhashi appeared at our temporary headquarters. It was half an hour after Inspector Tsunemori called him 7 times. I tried calling him 7 times. Wait, what? Oh, right, the husband. I forgot about this guy. He approaches with bloodshot eyes and puffed up chest. He was obviously lost his calm, and even without scanning him, there's a high chance he had a clouded hue. This guy does not look like a pleasant husband. Just look at that face. I want to punch him already. Yeah. I want to punch this guy. You! Are you the one who kept calling me during work? Dude, your wife has been taken a rest. Come on. Yes, sorry for troubling you, but I wanted to talk to you about Naoya and Yuya. Like I would know anything. Punch. Eh? It's about your sons.
失礼ですが、三橋かなえさんが潜在犯として執行されたため、彼女に養育権はありません。
Oh dear.
あなたには2人の親権者としての義 義務が存在する。
Oh, he's not going to like that, seeing he's so pissed about his work. Excuse me, but since Kanai Mitsuhashi has been enforced as a latent criminal, she no longer has custody. So you have a duty to fulfill, being the only parent available.
ああ真剣ねそれなら放棄する僕には養育なんて無理だただでさえ忙しいのに子供になんて構っていられない
Chat, can I shoot him? Ah, parental guardianship rights, huh? And then I will resign. It's impossible for me to raise kids. I'm always busy and I don't have time for them.
そんな
No way.
今回の事件でどれだけ会社に迷惑をかけたことかまったく
Hmm.
あんな女と結婚したのが間違いだったよ
Shoot?
色相も言動も不安定
So,
で
did he not care for his wife at all? Jeez. How much trouble do you think this whole entire incident has cost my company? It was a mistake to marry that woman. He was unstable, and now she's a criminal.
あんたそれでも夫かよ
And you call yourself a husband?
妻としての義務を先に放棄したのはあっちだまったくさっさと婚姻適正判定を受けて離婚すべきだった前から会わないと思ってたんだよ
She was the one who stopped fulfilling her duty as a wife. We should have divorced. After we got married, I couldn't stop thinking about how incompatible we were.
子供だってそうだあんな潜在犯気質の子供僕の子じゃないカナエが浮気でもしていたのかもしれないだって僕の子供ならあんなに色相が不安定なはず
Even the kids, the one who was a latent criminal can be mine. Kunai probably had an affair. If he was my kid, his view wouldn't have been nearly that unstable. What an asshole. And Tsurugi wants to punch him too.
剣何のつもりだおいやめろ
Hey, Tsurugi, what are you doing? Hey, stop! Enforced Tsurugi clenched his fist, and then he swung. Yeah, totally right he did. I'm just going to let him punch him. I'm fully for it. Just push the fucking guy. He deserves it. I didn't stop him.
なんだ君は
Where are you? Shut up. Oh. Shut up. And you call yourself a father? Yeah, punch him. Yeah, he deserves that.
剣さん
Mr. Tsurugi?
何をやっているんだ貴様は
What are you doing, you bastard? He's doing the right thing. Just let him. Just let him.
我慢できね
Let go. I can't hold it any longer. Even though Inspector Ganosa tried to restrain him, Enforcer Tsurugi still handed a heavy blow at Satoru Musashi, but I decided to not intervene.
え君たち見ていないで君も止めろ
Kikutachi, don't just stand there. Stop him. I know I should have stopped him, but my body would not move. Somewhere in the depths of my mind, a voice cried out, convincing me that it was well deserved. It definitely fucking was. Why would I stop him? He definitely deserved that punch to the face. I mean, come on. Then memories began flooding my head. Somehow, fake yet vivid memories. Don't mess with me. How can I let them break your stuff and not even apologize? Stop. Enough already. I'm fine with it, so don't fight. But those guys did it on purpose. My hue isn't clouded, so don't worry. But if you fight, your hue will get clouded. You see, it has nothing to do with yours. The doll's important to you, right? Don't you feel sad that they broke something important of yours? Sad. Yeah, it's... These two definitely had like a relationship before their memory loss and stuff like that, and the cyborg has to play into that. And he probably went out of line and got arrested as latent criminal and stuff like that. You can kind of connect the dots here. I didn't really understand the feeling of sadness, but this person took it upon himself to be angry for me, and I knew he was only trying to make me happy. The selfishness brought such an irreplaceable joy to me. That's why I wanted to be like him. Uh-oh.
なんだ君は一般人に暴力を振るうのか それでも公安局の捜査官なのか君は。
I'd say punch him again. What's up with you? You raised your hand against a civilian, and you still call yourself a detective?
てめえこそそれでも父親か。
And you call yourself a father?
そうだそうだ。
I love you, Kagari. Oh yeah, let him have it.
かがり何をやってるんだ貴様ら。剣を抑えろ早く。
Kagari, what are you doing? Hold Tsurugi down, quickly.
あいにく俺は手が離せなくてな。悪いなギノ。
Kogami knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, I have my hands full. Sorry about that, Gino. When I came to enforce Tsurugi was trying to beat down Satoru Mitsuhashi. Only the inspectors tried restraining him. It is all enforcers watching all the enforcers are watching in amazement.
剣執行官あなたは三橋かなえの代理として怒っているのでしょうか。
Enforcer Tsurugi, are you angry on behalf of Kanai Mitsuhashi? As I approached him, he stopped and stared at me with a confused look on his face.
代理。ああ、そうかもしれねえな。かなえはずっと助けを求めてた。なのにこいつは。
On behalf, yeah, that might be so. Kanai was always searching for help. But this guy...
ではその役目私に代わってください。
Is she going to punch him? Then switch positions with me.
は
Huh?
おいクガたち何を。
Hey, Kukutachi, what are you... I stood in front of Satoru Mitsuhashi and began to talk, although I was not sure if this would help compensate for any of Kanai Mitsuhashi's sorrow. Can't you just punch him too? But I believed someone had to voice all the pain and suffering Kanai and Naoya had endured. Long ago, there was this young man who had always gotten upset with my behalf because I could not.
育児中の女性に必要なのは建設的な意見交換ではなく話を聞き共感を示すことですよ。
What a woman needs during motherhood is not constructive opinions, but a sign of sympathy.
は
Huh?
1日に30分でもかなえさんの話を聞いていましたか。週に一度でも夜泣きをあやすのを変わりましたか。かなえさんに一人の自由時間を作ってあげましたか。
Sadly, this also really applies to the real world as well, I'm afraid. Because there's plenty of mothers that are getting stressed because of stuff like this. Did you listen to what she had to say for 30 minutes a day? Did you ever offer put your babies to bed? Did you ever give her time to enjoy some peace and quiet?
できるわけないだろ。仕事で疲れてるんだ。家ではゆっくり休みたいし、育児はかなえの仕事だ。
Like I can do that. I'm always tired from work. I want to rest when I'm back at home. It's Kanai's job to take care of the kids.
そうですか。これはほんの一例にしか過ぎませんよ。
そうですか。
つまりかなえさんには休息がなかったようですね。
Is that so? Then there was only one reason. But in other words, you were saying she never had any time to rest, correct?
だから何が言いたいんだ。
Yeah, so what?
あなたができたことの一例です。その行動のいくつか、あるいは一つでも行っていれば、かなえさんの色相が改善した可能性は高いです。
These are things you could have done. From many actions, or even just one, you could have single-handedly helped her hue improve.
なんだと。
What?
他にもありますよ。育児用品の選択を共に
Can I punch this guy again? Because he doesn't seem to
かな
get
え
it.
さんにカウンセリングを受けさせること、一時保育の使用を認めること、
Except
す
you,
べてあなたは拒否しました。
except you didn't. Whether it was choosing childcare products with her, letting her attend counseling, or accepting a babysitter, you simply refused to help.
だからってかなえが全部。
Well, that's why Kanai had to do everything.
かなえさんはあなたや子供たちの色相改善のために行動されていました。結果に結びつかなかったことは残念なことですが、
Everything she did was for you and your children's view improvement, although it's unfortunate that she did not receive those results herself. Instead, it's Satoru Mitsuhashi, choosing my next words carefully. It was important that you understood what I was about to say.
何もしなかったのはあなたです。
Just
結
fucking
婚
punch
に
him.
も育児にも適性がなかったのは三橋悟さん
Give him a
あなた
give him a
本
kick
人で
to
す
the nuts. Come on. It was you who didn't do anything. It was you who wasn't worthy of marriage or raising children. Satoru Mitsuhashi, you were the one who was at fault. Satoru Mitsuhashi was so dumbfounded, only his lips quivered, like a tiny goldfish trapped in a bowl. There was nothing he could do but watch. Why is everyone in chat lurking? What is going on? Nothing but watch as I aimed to dominate at him. Oh. Oh.
犯罪係数オーバー100執行対象です。セーフティーを解除します。
What have we started?
落ち着いて照準を定め、対象を制圧してください。
Are we get to shoot him? Yeah. Crime coefficient is over 100. Target for enforcement action. Safety released. Please aim carefully and subdue the target.
なすべきことをなさなかったあなたの犯罪係数は改善不可能です潜在犯として
No riots. No riots are all aimed to dominate with you guys. You did not do what you were supposed to. No, your crime coefficient will never recover. As a latent criminal, I will enforce you. Shoot the... No. God damn it, Fan. I pulled the trigger, easily knocking him out.
なんだ潜在犯になっちゃってたんだドロイドちゃんやる
What is Ginosa going to say about this? Whoa, what the hell? He just became a latent criminal all of a sudden? Way to go, Miss Wright.
ここに来た時点で彼の色相が悪化しているのは一目瞭然でした可能性は高い
Mayuri, do your job, they're rioting. It was apparent that his hue had worsened when he first arrived. I only judged that it was his high.
だから剣による暴行を止めなかったとでも言うつもりか
So, are you trying to say that you willfully allowed Tsurugi to commit an act of violence?
いえそれは
No, that's...
それは
That's what?
私としては甚だ非論理的回答になりますが彼は殴られて叱るべきだと感じたからです
It was very unlike me, but that was because I felt he deserved to be punched.
鴻上執行官
Kogami.
なぜ笑うのでしょう
And for Sakugami, why are you laughing?
なぜってそれお前
Why? Because you.
ドロイドちゃんの口からそんなこと言われるとはな
I knew you dozed off. I knew it. Can you believe this, Taku?
いや全くだ殴った俺が言うことじゃないが
Not at all. It's totally not like her.
推測ですがかなえさんは一度
Will the survive to
三
play
橋
back
悟を殴りたか
character
ったのではない
matches?
かと思って鈴木執行官の行為はその代理に当たると考えました
Oh, looking for my class to lurk. Yeah, everyone's writing. No idea why. It's only a guess, but Kanai must have wanted to hit from Satoru Mitsuhashi too. I do believe Enforcer Tsurugi did that for her.
ああわかるわあれは殴りたくなるもの
Oh, I understand that. He's the kind of a person that most people would want to hit. He definitely was.
そんなわけがあるかそもそも
Shut up,
どんな
Ginosa.
理由があろうとも暴力行為は許されていない久我たち君も発言を慎め色相が濁っても知らんぞ
Don't make light of this. First, violence is never allowed no matter what the reason. Kukitachi, watch your mouth. Now, who knows if you will become
ど
clouded.
ちらかといえば今すがすがしいと形容すべき心境ですが色相はこの場合どうなるのでしょう
As of now, my mind feels relieved. But what will happen to my you?
あ俺も
Ah, same here.
俺もすっきりしてるな
I'm also relieved. Maybe I made a mistake. However, I did not regret my decision. I wonder if this would have changed if you would have stopped him from punching.
また失敗しちゃった
I failed again. I tried my best, but I couldn't bring happiness to Kanai and all this. This was bad. No mother would come back to me. But I've been thinking. It's only going to get worse, isn't it? Only one thing, the meaning of my existence. This was all I had.
僕は人を幸せにする。なぜか。僕はそのために生まれてきたからだ。
I will grant people happiness. I was born to do that, after all. I told myself that, to reinform the significance of my existence, the reason why I was here.
色相はシビラが指標とする幸せへの道しるべ。システムの言う通りにすれば、色相はクリアになって人は幸せになれる。
The U is Sibyl's compass.
はずなのに。
The U is Sibyl's compass toward happiness. Abiding by the system creates clear use and happiness. That's how it was supposed to be.
なのに、どうして色相が濁るんだろう。何が足りないんだろう。
And yet, why do you use deteriorate? What more is there?
もっとデータが必要だな。人を、人間を幸せにするデータが。
I need more data. Data to be able to make people happy. Well, like I said before, the system can't make people happy and stuff like that. It will, like, decide what's the best for you, but it won't regard if it makes you happy or not. I certainly needed to know more about humans. Mother used to tell me too. I'm still imperfect. Just a bad boy who could not meet her expectations. I knew from Martin and I that mothers love good kids. Kids who met expectations. That was what I had to be. A good kid who made everyone happy.
僕、頑張ってみんなを幸せに
Can't
す
be
るよ。
bribed.
だから、
I mean, you could try it anyway, Yo-Yo. Maybe it works.
きっと迎えに来て、いっぱいいっぱい褒めてくれるよね。お母さん。
I'll do my best to bring everyone happiness, and if I succeed, you'll come back for me and tell me how good I am. Right, Mother. In order to make humans happy, I had to know more about them. I needed more data. Data of happy people. Uh-oh. So I left the room. Now, where should I go? I guess we get the Jews would spend the day with again. The case report of the incident was still ongoing. Though everyone was hard at work, progress was slow. Everyone seemed to be weighed down by the outcome of the case. I was no exception. It may have affected my U too. Unconsciously, I've activated my U checker. It's a bit higher. It's appropriate to take a supplement. Yep. And just do the thing again. I don't want to get a bad ending by going off the rails. Yeah, that's the same as last time.
よくありませんね。あらゆる事務
Why the riots anyway?
その他雑務の根
Hell if I know, Mayoi. They're just rioting for some reason. How about the fantasy RPG girls love where a knight protects a rich girlfriend? That sounds interesting. What is that? Our efficiency hasn't increased. Regarding office work, correspondence, and other routine tasks, it has actually dropped by 50% from Division 1's usual standards.
しょうがないですよ。今度の
Spur of
事
the
件は
moment.
後味悪かったですから。
Mayu, just make an example of the one who started riots. That should work. It can't be helped. This last case has left a bad taste in all of our mouths.
さすがの鉄のメンタルを誇る常森監視官も今度の事件後には色相が濁りましたもんね。
Even Inspector Tsunemori's steel cage hue deteriorated after the last case. Ooh,
私なん
that's
か同
impressive.
感だから大したことありませんけど、係君はちょっと心配かな。
I'm just thick-headed, so I don't have it too bad, but I'm kind of worried about Kagari.
それを言うならとっつぁんもだ。まあ、とっつぁんは人の親で、かがりは子供の頃に潜在犯認定されてる。今回の事件、人事じゃなかったんだろうな。
Same goes for Pops. When he was a parent and Kagari was a kid, they became latent criminals. Since this case was so similar to their past, it affected them both.
二人とも今日は非番だっけか。
Are both of them off today?
日野座監視官が休暇を取らせていました。監視官にも休暇が必要だと思うんですが
Copy pasted from me, huh? Inspector Ginoza made him take it off. Made him take it off. It sounds like that he ordered something else, but hey, let's just slip that one by. I think the inspectors also need some time off.
昨日はああ見えて繊細だからな。あいつも相当ダメージを食らってるはずだ。
Kino but can be quite delicate. This must have hit him pretty hard
そ
too.
の割には業務を抱え込もうとしておられるように見えますね。
Goddamn charge up. With that being said, he actually still seems to be fulfilling his duty still.
あいつは仕事でストレスを紛らわそうとする時がある。特にここじゃ他の趣味もままならんしな。素直に休んでくれりゃいいんだが。
I'm innocent, Mayu. He tends to divert his stress by working. In this field, it is especially hard to have a life. I just hope he actually takes some time to rest. Inspector Ginozo is clearly tired. Dark rings under his eyes, suggesting he had gotten no adequate sleep over the past few days. Moreover, he's even been lacking in attentiveness. But if I pointed that out, he'd definitely get angry. But then again, I couldn't let this go on.
一度東京へ戻られてセラピーを受けられてはいかがですか？
Inspector Ginoza, how about you return to Tokyo and undergo therapy treatment? Inspector Ginoza just looked at me. Did he understand that he was endangering himself? Maybe that's why he didn't object.
そのことなら問題ない。厚生省から
Trollosion. I wish I could forget Mayu. Gods. That won't be necessarily. The Ministry has developed counselors deployed counselors to a temporary headquarters.
監視官の色相悪化は重大問題。早めにケアしないと業務に差し支えるからね。ああ、今回に限っては執行官も対象に入ってる。
I mean, we're going to see Trollosion again if that Generation 2 Pokemon Zard ever comes out. So yeah, that meme is not dead yet. A clouded hue is a big issue. If you don't remedy it quickly, it will interfere with your work. The enforcers will also be recommended to undergo treatment.
そういうわけだ。君も受けとけ、クガたち。
That's just the way it is. You should attend it too, Kukitachi.
了解しました。
Understood.
そういう事情なら、かがり執行官にカウンセリングを進めておきます。
In this particular situation, I will recommend Enforcer Kagari to attend counseling.
ドロイドちゃんが大丈夫なの？
Huh? Miss Royd, are you sure that's a good
今
idea?
のかがり執行官の色相を考えると放置はできません。
Make sure to punish Mario
監
later.
視官として
Wait,
カウン
wait,
セリ
wait.
ングを推奨します。
Why would you punish me? I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. You cannot ignore Enforcer Kagari's current use state. As an inspector, I recommend that he attends the
そう
counseling.
いうことじゃないんだけど。
That's not how it works, though.
では失礼します。
Then excuse me. I'll burn those notes of you.
お断りだ。
Daga Kotowaru. I refuse.
賢明な判断とは言い難いと思います。かがり執行官、あなたの色相はおだくし、職務遂行能力が大きく低下しています。
I can't say that's a wise
放置すれ
decision.
ば捜査官としての資格を剥奪されかねません。
I can't say that's a wise decision. Your U has clouded, and your work performance has plummeted. At this rate, your status as an enforcer may be revoked.
心配してくれてどうも。でもさ、ほんと無駄だから。俺の色相とかそういうの、カウンセリングでどうこうなるようなもんじゃないんだって。
Thanks for worrying about me, but really, it's pointless. Something like counseling can't do anything for my U.
ですが、
But
だいたいなんかやらかすならとっくにやらかしてる。このくらいで俺の覚悟は壊れねえよ。
look, if I wanted to cause trouble, I would have already done it. My resolve won't break that easily. Kinda messed that line up, eh? Resolve, you say?
ああだってあんたにはわかんねえかもしれないけど、俺には執行官以外に生き方なんてねえんだから。
Yeah, well, you might not understand it, but in the end, I can't go on living as anything other than an enforcer. We ran into the cyborg at the scene of the crime. And we couldn't judge him like a certain villain from Season 1. Then Enforcer Kagari looked right at me. His eyes had this clear and determined look at them, suggesting that his you had not been corrupted yet.
そうやって俺は生きる。決まったレールの上を走る。あんたたちにはそれでいいんだろ？間違ってるか？
I never quit running on a path that's been decided. Are you guys okay with that? Or am I mistaken?
いいえ、間違ってはいません。
No, you're not mistaken. He was expressing the best form of himself and acting accordingly, so there was nothing else I could tell him.
他人のことより あんた自分の心配でもしろよ。
Instead of worrying about other people, focus more on yourself.
私の
Myself?
記憶がないだなんてありえねえから。あんたの中にはきっといろんなもんが詰め込まれてるぜ。見たくもないようなもんばっかりな。
It's impossible for you to not have memories. There has to be lots of things inside of your head. Things you might not even want to see.
そうでしょうか。
Is that so? Things inside of me, but I could not remember anything. Occasionally, I feel like I'm on the cusp of reaching my memories. But that was all there was to it. Should I try to search for my memories? If I did not experience any troubles at the moment, I was not necessary. However, the answer, my memories, or whatever was left, seemed to have fallen to the depths of the darkened corners of my heart, and could not be recovered so easily. I mean, trying to find your memories might also just mess up your you. Enforcer Kagari refused the counseling, but as an enforcer I was required to. It was my turn. I opened the door for the counseling room. Oh dear. The counselor did not seem incompetent at all. He started with the basics, offering a warm smile, yet not relaxing too much, as he silently listened to what I had to say. In order to continue talking, he asked me questions. Whether he interrupted my speech or fell to upcoming silence, his timing was impeccable. We also discussed the recent case, and naturally there were many inquiries about its more sensitive topics. In other words, the family's dysfunctional relationships.
ですか。カルテにもあると思いますが、私には記憶がありません。ですから、どうしても事件に対し、一歩引いた見方をしてしまっている気がします。
Family, I think it's in the report, but I can't recall. But in order to objectively judge and act accordingly, I feel like I needed to distance myself from the case. My colleagues, Inspector Ginoza and the two enforcers, were all hurt and could not maintain their composure. And I could not get angry like Enforcer Tsurugi either.
記憶のないことそのもので困ってはいません。ただ、共感性、感情の欠落に記憶喪失が関わっているのではと考えることはあります。
I am not troubled that I have no memories, but sometimes I think my amnesia and my lack of my emotions and empathy are somehow related. The counselor just doesn't have like any art to himself or something like that. The counselor generously nodded, then he offered me a proposal. Then, would you like to try hypnotherapy? Uh-oh. To that proposal I... Chat, what are we going to do? What would we say, chat? Yes, no, or you don't want to remember? Accept it. Try it. Everyone says accept it, so alright. I says no. Kokateka. Yes. I accepted his proposal. What Enforcer Kagari had said to me made me wonder. I wanted to know who I was. This is not going to end well, is it? More importantly, if my memory loss would have caused mysterious headaches, it was my duty to resolve the issue, so I could perform my job at the best level possible. Uh-oh. They're going to just do it right away, sure. The counselor stood from his seat and dimmed the lights. Gradually, ambient music and a calming scent flowed through the room, and I started to feeling drowsy. Well then, let's start. Please, just relax. I was still conscious when the hypnotherapy began, calmly drifting into a dreamlike state. A sound, like someone was fighting. Oh, that's the first thing you hear? Well then. I've had enough of that kid. It's absurd. Hiryu never gets cloudy. She always has this emotionless face, and I never know what she's thinking. Isn't she emotionless because she lacks love? If you only had done a better job. What do you want me to do? No matter what she does, she never gets happy or sad. What do we need to do to her? Don't scream. Damn it, you will never know how to stay calm. Seriously. Why was a kid like her ever born in the first place? Like I would know that. I was happy when I found out who you was Claire, but that kid is so strange. It gives me chills. Even when something like that happened to our classmate, who you remained calm, Claire. Obviously, it's something we can't understand. I was like perfectly still in bed, just listening to them. Yes, those people are my father and mother. I couldn't remember exactly what had happened, but a friend of mine had suddenly disappeared. Everyone in class cried and their hues became clouded. I was also scared and I wanted to sleep with my mother, but her hue color was dark and I was too scared to ask. After she checked mine, she always stayed away from me. I had no one to hold me. Was it because of my clear hue, or was it because I did not cry? It's not healthy to stay up past your bedtime. You can sleep. No. While I cowered in bed hugging my knees, a grainy hollow avatar appeared and started talking to me. It is time to go to sleep, so I will sing you a lullaby. Okay. The softness of that voice brought a warmth unknown to me till that moment. It calmed me down. Lowering my eyelids, I fell asleep, just like that. All right. Have you remembered anything? I nodded at the counselor.
私は家族に疎まれていたようです。ですが、そんな私を支えてくれる存在もまたちゃんとそばにいました。
It seemed like my family neglected me, but there was this being who supported me. He was not related to me or even human, but that hollow avatar was like an older brother to me. He was more like family than my actual family ever was. Okay, so she created the AI? Maybe? Also I learned that I had a heart capable of feeling the warmth that a family provides. Well, I guess that's a good sign, with the arrow going up, I think. I don't know. After the counseling session, I had walked back to a temporary lodging facility. Oh, what does he want?
俺だ。もうそろそろカウンセリングも終わった頃かと思ってな。君に一言言っておこうと連絡した。そろそろ君も刑事課の職務の厳しさを知ったことだろう。我々は最善を尽くしてきたし、これからもそのことに変わりはないが、それでも残念な結果に終わるケースは
Never take it personal. Yeah, I don't know. I still wanted to punch that guy though.
事件にのめり込む者は犯罪の闇にとらわれ飲み込まれる。こまめなメンタルケアを心がけ、自分を保ってほしい。久我たち、決して闇に落ちるな。誰よりも冷静な君ならそう難しくはないはずだ。
No subtitles for this part? Alright.
以上だ。
Alright. I was expecting to be close to the end of this case, but I guess not. I think I'll just keep playing until I get like the chapter 2 warning, but I expected to be getting there now, but hey. In his hands was a rare printed paperback. The front cover looked like it was a romance novel, a girl leaning on a boy with red hair and silver skin. For some reason, I remembered that image. It was from a sci-fi novel. Fascinated by the bizarre coincidence, I walked into the room. What? That is the silver medal lover, right? Silver medal lover? What the hell? Oh, you've read this before?
いつ読んだことがあるのかははっきりと覚えていませんが。
I have it electronically. I can't remember exactly when I read it.
そうか。俺はあの図書館で読んだんだ。幼馴染に勧められてな。その思い出があるからか、どうしても紙の方が欲しかったんだ。
And she is also his childhood friend, wasn't bad. Oh, I see. I read it in that library when I was younger. My childhood friend recommended it. I keep this physical copy to remind me of her. Happy Scaretoberween, everyone. Alright, it's just rolled over to the first. Is that so? The Silver Medal Lover was a sci-fi novel about a robot named Silver who encountered a girl, fell in love, and then gained his own soul. Oh, it's October now. Yeah, it's spooky month. It is the only title I could still remember, this book was the first thing I read after I regained consciousness in the hospital.
私はシルバーになりたかったんです。
I wanted to be silver. As soon as those words slipped out, I wanted to take them back.
記憶が戻ったのか。
Are your memories back?
いいえ、ただあなたの持っている本を見ていたらそんな気持ちだったことを思い出した。
Definite skeleton warning is in the back. Yeah. No, it's just that I saw the book you are holding, and it brought back a sort of nostalgia for a bit. Silver was able to blend in with humans. He fell in love with this girl, and he wished he could be a real human until he finally learned emotions and gained a soul.
もしくはシビラの手足そのものでしょうか。私はあらゆる人の気持ちを知りたかった。どんな相手にも最適かつ最善の答えを返したかった。
Or maybe I wanted to become Sybil's limbs. Maybe. Maybe I just wanted to know how everyone felt. Maybe I wanted to provide the most suitable and best answer for anyone I encountered.
私と出会った誰もに幸福であってほしかったのです。
Maybe I wanted to make everyone I met happy.
そんなことは無理だな。
That is impossible.
な
True.
ぜそう言い切れるのです。
How can you assert
あ
that?
のな、心なんて自分ですらよくわからねえんだぞ。ましてや他人やシステムが決められるもんじゃねえ。
Well, I can't even understand my own feelings, so how would it be other people or even a system be able to determine
で
that?
すがサイマティックスキャンは
But the cymatic scan is...
俺はそもそもそのサイマティックスキャンに懐疑的でね。見えないもんをそう簡単に分析されてたまるか。
I mean, even people don't know how their emotions work, so let alone an AI can figure it out. I have doubts about its cymatic scan. Like, how can something so intimate as an emotion be analyzed that easily?
それは社会秩序への反逆ですよ。そんなことを言ってるから色相が濁るのでは。
That goes against the social order. Wouldn't your hue become clouded if you say that? I mean, he's already labeled as a latent criminal, so why would you care?
だろうな。だがこいつを見てくれ。
Maybe, but take a look at this. Enforced Tsurugi rolled up his sleeve and showed me an old scar. It looked like he had been scratched by a nail.
こいつはな。
A nail or a nail?
帽子が木に引っかかっ
Right,
てな。
nail.
登って取ってやった時の傷だ。
This is a scar I got when I climbed a tree to retrieve my childhood friend's hat.
それが何か。
Hat, you say? What is your point?
木は立ち入り禁止区域の端っこで登ったことで怒られた。ついでに言えばこの傷はめちゃくちゃ痛かった。
The tree was in a no trespassing zone. Oh.
色相はどうなる？
The tree was in a no trespassing zone, so we got scolded. As for the wound, it hurt like hell. But what usually happens to you after something like that?
濁ります。
It will become clouded.
ああ、実際にちょっとばかり色相が濁って俺は反省文とセラピーを親と教師に命じられた。でもな、その時の俺の気持ちは色相とは逆に晴れやかだったよ。
Sure did. It got a little clouded, and my parents and teacher made me go write an apology and undergo therapy. But unlike my hue, I felt great.
なぜですか。
Why is that?
痛いだとか怒られるだとかそんなことはどうでもいいほど俺は幼馴染を助けてやりたかったからさ。
No matter how much bruises and cuts I got, or how much I got yelled at, I didn't care. All I wanted to do was help my friend.
そのことで色相が悪化してシビラにいい適性を出してもらえなくなったとしても構わない。それが俺の幸福だと思ったんだ。
I didn't care if my hue was clear. It didn't matter what Sybil thought of me. I just thought I was doing what made me happy.
でも俺はもしかしたら数年後この傷を後悔するかもしれん。悲しいかな。人間は時間や環境で変わっていくもんだしな。だからこそいい悪いなんて簡単に決められねえ。
But years from now I might regret the scar. Sad, right? How humans change by their surroundings and the passing of time. That's why we can't simply determine good and evil.
ならば何が正しいのですか。何が最適なのですか。
And then what is right? What is the best thing to do? I felt a sharp pain in my chest and my face started to get hot. Was this what they called frustration? It hurt like never before.
そんなものは誰にもわからねえよ。だからこそ 俺は何が幸せなのか自分で選びたいと思ってる。こんな世の中じゃそれこそ贅沢な話だがな。
Nobody would know that. That's why I want to choose what I believe will bring me happiness. Such a luxurious thought. Luxurious thought, right?
一人笑うて暮らそうよりも二人涙で暮らしたい、そんな歌だってあるんだ。何が幸せかなんて本人にしかわからないもんだろ。
I suppose they're street like that. I'd rather live with someone and cry together than live by myself and laugh alone. There's a poem about that. Like, only you can define what happiness means for yourself.
古典ですか？
Classical poetry?
まあ似たようなもんだな。ドドイツってんだ。
Well, sort of. It's a Dodoitsu poem? Never heard of that term before. Crying together. It was similar to the poem I'd memorized. If the two shared the same thought, could their pain somehow transform into
で
happiness?
すが、三橋悟とかなえはそういった夫婦ではなかったようですね。
However, Satoru and Kanai were not that kind of couple.
悲しいけどそうなんだろうな。
It's sad, but that's just how it is, right? I guess at my fingertips, becoming lost in my thought, what choice did Kanai and Mitsuhashi have to make in order to find happiness? Was it a mistake to marry a spouse, or was it a mistake to give birth to Nanya and Yuya? Regardless, it was the path that Sybil gave her.
あんた今回の事件かなりショックだったんだな。
And during this case, you seemed kind of troubled.
そんなことはありません。カウンセリングも受けていますし、色相も通常範囲です。
That's impossible. I'm attending counseling and my hue is fine.
泣いたり、怒ったりといった感情的変化もありません。
I don't know, you did want to punch that guy, so that's a change. I have not experienced any emotional changes like crying or getting angry since I lack those emotions.
熊田事情
Say, Miss Kukitachi. Yes? You're coming real close all of a sudden. He rested his hands on my shoulder.
色相だけが全部じゃねえだろう。だいたいどう気持ちを表すかなんて人それぞれだ。泣いてないからって悲しくないと決まったわけじゃねえ。
You can't determine everything, right? People have different ways of expressing themselves. If they don't cry, that doesn't mean they're not sad. And that's also very true. Why?
サイマティックスキャンで心が目に見えるようになったって言うけどな。だからこそ逆に見落としてるもんがあると思う。
I guess it misses the soul, doesn't it?
色相には見えないいろんなものがさ。
It is said that the somatic scan can measure a person's heart, but that's exactly why I think it misses something. Many things go unseen by simply checking someone's hue.
あ
Why?
んたは自分で考えてるよりずっと傷ついてるし悲しんでる。それを表現できないことに引け目を感じてるだろう。
You're
そ
more,
れが悲しんでなくてなんだって言うんだよ。
you're more hurt and sadder than you think, but you can't express it. That's why you feel empty, right? If that isn't sorrow, then what is?
あなたの言うことは非論理的であり、社会秩序に対する不信です。
What you just said is illogical and undermines the social order.
そうだな。
That might be true.
突然、接触してくる意味がわかりません。セクハラです。
And I don't understand just sudden contact. This is sexual harassment. Come on now.
そりゃ悪い。でもな、さっきのあんたの顔見てたらほっとけなかったんだよ。
I'm sorry about that, but after seeing the look on your face, I couldn't stay still. Then
あ
why?
んたが心の中で泣いてるような気がしたんだ。
I have a feeling that your heart aches. Why was he trying to pinpoint my feelings that were hidden beneath my unchanging hue, when even I could not understand them? Then it clicked. For the first time I understood. This feeling, which shrouded every inch of my being since that case, was a vacant darkness, full of sorrow. It made me sad that I could not save that mother and a child. It's not like you can ever be happy if you never cry. If you really don't want to cry, then I'll cry for you instead. I couldn't recall when it was, but there had been a time when I lost something important. And when I didn't know how to handle it, this person said the same thing, holding me. That person, his hand, the warmth on my shoulder, it had felt similar to the warmth of Enforced Tsurugi's hand. I watched as my hand rested upon his. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like I said, they are probably childhood friends and stuff like that, and she forgot her memories and things like that, and I don't think he must have said it or something. I don't know why you wouldn't tell her if you knew, but well, I guess we'll find it out along the line. The touch of your hand made me feel so nostalgic. A long time ago, someone held my shoulder just like you did. Oh, maybe it was your dad. That could be so. But it could not. For some reason, I felt that my father neglected me. This person's hand certainly belonged to someone very important to me. And that is the end of chapter 2. I think that's a good moment to stop. F6 was saving. Right. I always save twice, I don't know why. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at this for now. We've been going for almost 3 hours with this, which is impressive. Because at first I didn't really feel if I was up to it, but hey, there we are. I think I was streaming tomorrow, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to cut the YouTube recording here for now. So, everyone watching on YouTube, hope to see you next time. Take care.